All right, guys, this is podcast number 11 for Splitgate Architects. I'm your host, Phoenix. I'm the owner of Splitgate Architects. I build maps, I occasionally stream the game, and I host tournament events within the community and things like that. Koma, you want to go next?
Yeah, I'm Coma. I am another map builder. As my Discord bio says, inconsistent content creator. So mainly right now, I'm just doing moderation and making sure people know where the tourney signups are and stuff in the server. So that's all that I have from me, Krosis.
I am Krosis, and I don't really do any map building, but I definitely interact a lot with the community on my live streams and just trying to play with different people. Um, and I do content as well, but
Do
I do
do.
a lot of different playthroughs. I know, I shut up, I said it. I do content as of playthroughs on my YouTube channel. I've done a little bit of Splitgate content. I usually do Splitgate content whenever I feel like it's dire and I feel the drive for it. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I got for me.
Yeah. Sorry about everybody for misleading you guys about possible Toby appearance. I think he really wanted to come, but just he had health issues last week, and I don't know what's going on today, but he just can't make it today either. So
I
maybe in the
man,
future.
I feel bad for Toby because the last time you were talking to me about it, you're like, "Oh yeah, it was canceled last week because he had a fever." And
Yep.
apparently, according to what you said, he had his wisdom teeth
Just
pulled. So he
yesterday.
went out of
Yeah.
yeah,
Ooh.
he went from a fever to
Yeah.
wisdom teeth being
Yeah.
pulled, and I'm like, bro's having it a little rough these
Yeah.
I know
last
that
2
pain.
weeks.
Yeah. I asked him to
Yeah,
just give me a heads up, like how is he feeling earlier
yeah,
today. But I guess like he's just had like prior plans with like some buddies or something. So
yeah.
Can
That's
I get a
fair.
clarification on who Toby is?
so
'Cause I
Toby Repellent is he's a very old player of
okay,
the
never mind.
series.
I know who we're talking about now. Okay, I
Yeah,
got you.
and he's one of the not only that he's like within the SPS, the Splitgate Pro series, like he basically was one of the pros, right, of the game.
Mhm.
He's also one of the fastest like racers within the Splitgate races, right?
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and I think he might have prior. I think he might have got some small like intern work maybe with 1047 games in the past. I don't know for sure. That's something I would ask him about. But recently he was the sole reason what the race patterns are right now in Splitgate Arena Related. Like he came up with all the race patterns. He didn't code the
Interesting.
race, but he came up with the racing
You
patterns.
helped him out. I
Yeah,
got you.
Yeah.
and
Interesting.
in case you didn't know, his roommate is a cool. So yeah, it's some the lead game designer for 1047 games.
Hmm, that's awesome.
So yeah, he's got them connections. But enough about Toby. Let's talk about you. First off, I just want to say thank you for filling in. At last minute. I think it was like half an hour before the podcast.
This is
What?
yeah, like 22 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
I just
So
appreciate the opportunity to be able to get in. I appreciate that
yeah,
very
no
much.
problem, man. We like again, your name says came up a few times now about possible podcast appearance. I don't know a whole lot about you. I think that's the only reason why we haven't got you out here yet.
Yeah.
And I think you are very into the arena, not the arena, the yeah Arena Royale part of the game, right?
I mean, it's rough to say because I am definitely an arena player. I love arena with all my heart, but after playing Splitgate 2 beta and then Splitgate 2 during its death season of just nobody playing the game the entire time, and then Arena Royale comes out and then it kind of pops off, I kind of just followed the train and just played where everybody else was playing. I love the proximity chat, the community interaction. It was definitely a good way to help grow my Twitch a little bit and kind of grow my name in the
Yeah,
community. So I love both just as equal, but as of Arena right now, the reason why I'm not really playing it is because I'm not a huge fan of Takedown. I know they took it out now for ranked, and also ranked queues are so darn long. It's hard to even play ranked, and I also have all the camos, all the mastery camos, so I have nothing to grind for.
Yeah.
So it's been rough. So I just kind of play Arena Royale right now, just because it kind of gives me some kind of feeling of having fun compared to playing regular arena, because I don't want to pub stomp, on quick play, and rank queues are 15 minutes long sometimes, so that's why I haven't been
Yeah.
really touching arena.
Yeah, we'll go into that later in the podcast for sure. But yeah, I think it's just for ranked, like the main reason I wanted ranked classic to be a thing was that I know they were gonna make custom game variants for it, right? So at the very least,
Good point.
like if we wanted to have a tournament for classic 4v4s, we can do that now with the actual uh, rule sets they use for ranked and things like
Yeah.
that. But I knew from the get go like it wasn't gonna be very good for the game with the lack of players. Like it was just gonna be, it's just long queue times or barely anyone even queuing. For context, you go to look at the top 100 leaderboards right now. The what was it like top 100 to like 51 or something, or like all bronze players or through platinum. So
Yep.
basically, top 100 is just free right now. It's like what? Okay.
The other thing I do want to point out that I have seen people point out in the community that I just haven't noticed, apparently ranks didn't get reset in some way,
Yeah,
shape, or form. I
I
think that's
feel
another.
I feel like I can confirm that because when I got my placements done, it was basically like my rank didn't like move at all from the last season. So I'm like, what's the point of placements here, man? Just keep the rank in at this point because, like, why?
I've only gotten 3 of my placements done because I could never find games whenever I was playing, so
I think the
Hmm.
one reason why I managed to get placements done was that I happened to like one of the sessions I was in a call with Roscoe and Virtuous, so I know there was people at least queuing up ranked, right? So I
mhm.
got some ranked placements there and then I think another time I saw Virtuous like streaming ranked, and I was like, all right, yo, I'll queue up because I at least know there's people playing during that time. So it's all about you just gotta figure out the timing really. But yeah, it's awkward.
I miss them guys. I feel like
Yeah,
they don't play as much anymore, especially Virtuous. I know he's playing Marathon a lot more,
yeah, yeah.
but
Marathon's the go-to game lately. But
yeah.
yeah.
Surprising.
So yeah, we got a little bit about you, like what you do for Splitgate, but like in your own word, in your own words, I mean, will you say like who you are and what you do within the Splitgate community?
Well, who I am in the Splitgate community, I just feel like I I don't I'm not the type of person to have a big ego, but I feel like in a way with how small the community is, I kind of feel like a community pillar in such a way just because I talk with a lot of the people that are like big names in the community. I also talk to a lot of small people too. And that's where I get a lot of my ideas from with like my most recent YouTube videos for like Arena Royale specifically. I had my first one, which was I'll take responsibility on duos getting added to the game for this one, but um, I made a video talking about four stacking and how it's plaguing the game and how it doesn't help new players get into the game and stuff like that. And I was saying that they should add a duos, but in my mind, whenever I made that video, I was talking about adding duos and having quads at the same time. So if you don't have a four stack, you can go play duos. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
But they ended it all got fixed in the end of it, but definitely whenever they just put duos and took quads out, which by the way, I don't know why they didn't like ask or like announce this. They just kind of
yep,
just did it.
Drop it. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it was very weird to me, but I'm glad they at least fixed it. But yeah, there was that video and then my season 2 video. Season 2 video was definitely special to me. I know I could have probably done a little bit better on editing, but it was kind of a crunch for time kind of thing. I got like I think it was 8 different people's opinions and everything on season 2 plus my own. Uh just really to send a message to 1047 to, let them know how the community is feeling because I feel like they're involved with the community, but not at a level of where they should be.
Yeah.
So that was the reason why I made that video because there's a lot of complaints and a lot of things that people were bothered about. So that's why I say I feel like I'm kind of a community pillar because there's a lot of people that come to me for, just giving me things I should make videos on and,
Yeah, for
trying to push it to 1047. So
yeah.
that's kind of how I see myself, just a community player that loves playing with the community. I'm not the best player, I'm a decent player, but I try to just show love to everybody and just try to help this game in whatever way I possibly can by myself.
Yeah, that's it's very important to have like someone willing to take that step to like get together with people and talk about your criticisms, and the fact that the devs were at least able to look at that and like take that feedback and actually do something about it's very nice at least.
Yeah, I seen it as
According
like a
to Vixie in the chat, you're the cutie pie in the community.
Yeah.
why is he
I feel like it would eventually went back to squads eventually, but I feel like you definitely jump started it to get back to squads as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
Because yeah.
that was a rough situation.
I
Everyone lost
I
their mind on that.
I think I remember seeing the video. You uploaded it. I know you're uploading a lot of stuff at that time, and I watched it for a little bit, and I understood kind of like the complaints of everyone because keep in mind I haven't even touched the season very much. I think I logged in to like look at the battle pass, and I went to mess around in the map creator see what was new, but that was it. And then I think I watched your video, and it was like like it's an okay thing, like nothing's crazy is going on. So I did
It was
appreciate the video. I think I did leave a comment too.
it was definitely underwhelming, just season 2 all in all, for
Oh,
real.
Yeah,
oh, I
I'll
wrote
give
a
it to you.
novel on Krosis video.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Like that's
And
like all my feedback and criticism about the season. But
and I still feel really bad for not being able to, like, really specify who was talking. It was a very big time crunch, and I wanted to get the
yeah.
video out as fast as possible. So
Yeah,
I
no,
know it was
that's
kinda
fine.
rough, but
Yeah,
It's
I didn't know your inner circle that well. I
yeah.
feel like your audience would at least know who was talking, but for me, who just randomly stumbled onto your channel, I didn't know who was talking, so I was like,
I put names on it, but you can't because it's
it's
so
it's
small for the
small, yeah,
Discord, you can't see the damn green line around who's talking very
right.
well, and
yeah.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I just basically just didn't put too much focus on trying to figure out who was talking and just listen to like everyone's points they made and stuff.
Yeah. But it was definitely meant for 1047 mainly, just to
Yeah,
have a verbal community, like, analysis instead of just, like, Reddit or Twitter or anything like that, like, actually hear the passion in people's voices and actually hear what they're saying instead of just reading it. I feel like it makes a huge difference
yeah.
in between that.
How and when did you get into Splitgate? You would say like when was that and how did you discovered it?
Okay, so, how did I get into Splitgate? That's a good question, actually. I don't remember what even driven me to get into Splitgate, really. Um, I know when I got in the very first day of Splitgate 2 beta. I just don't remember how. I know I was playing Halo Infinite beforehand, and, this was after playing Halo Infinite for 2 years with no updates hardly at all
Rip.
and issues with the game. I sat there and tried to have faith in them in fixing the game, but that's a whole different topic I just don't even wanna get into. Um, so I ended up falling off of it, and I just don't remember how I ended up, like, going to Splitgate. I really don't, to be honest. I just, I guess, popped up on it one day, tried it, and then I was like, "Holy shit, this has got so much potential, and it's one of my favorite games." It reminds me of playing like Halo Reach or Halo 3 back in the day. Like I had really good times playing the game. I actually have a video on my YouTube channel from back in Splitgate 2 beta. It was literally clips from the beta into the launch of Splitgate 2. It was like a whole like 45 minutes. And I spent a lot of time on that video too, and I had a lot of passion for it. Left a
Nice.
message for the devs at the end, thanking them for, helping me find love in the arena shooter genre again as much as I did back in 2010 and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't remember how, but I remember when.
Yeah, I was like a basically like a regular like content uh poster on YouTube for a while when moving from basically the initial hype of like we first got our eyes of Splitgate 2 and the real tease from the Split Awards, right? To like basically up towards like I would say like maybe like midway through season 0 after, launch and stuff. I think mostly I just stopped doing it because it was just way too much effort, I feel, to be worth it in the long run. And it was starting to get down to that point where like barely anyone's like searching anything up Splitgate related. So I'm like, maybe I should just
Yeah.
start focusing on more of the Splitgate architects community at that point. Because around that time was also when I, like founded Splitgate Architects. Like, I think it was like around the start of Splitgate Awards and stuff. So I was like, yeah, let me just try to put most of my focus into this community and see if I can at least do something for the folks that are like actually playing the game at the very least.
Which I do appreciate too, because you guys do a lot more of like map creating and stuff, right?
Yeah,
We put a feature on it. Obviously a good portion of our staff is like map creators. So me and Phoenix, I think Hunter Killer, and I don't think there's any other staff that we have that is actually on the Hall of Fame, but our names are on the Hall of Fame due to the Splitty Award.
yeah,
So
That's awesome.
we also have Core, which he's mainly our graphics design, but he also does maps. He does Echo, right? He did Simulation Echo,
yeah.
I got
um,
you.
Simulation Echo remake.
and yeah, he does his own stuff. He does some like remakes and originals and stuff like that. So we try to do our best in pushing custom games and custom maps, as far as they possibly can within the limits that we are given. So,
Yeah, so a
um,
lot of it is like is their entire UI from what I've heard, right? It's like their entire like UI system is just preventing things like customizable weapon settings for custom game modes or like what are some other things like like
it's
predetermined
from
loadouts, right?
yeah, from what I've heard, it's the limitation of not only implementing the UI, which takes time, but it's also the limitation of just the artists doing said UI.
Yeah.
Because like, you can't have a UI without, at least having like a decent art, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um so that's kind of their like limits. Like I'm sure at some point they will get there, but it's like the content rollout not only within terms of the lab or, the custom games updates, that's kind of where we're limited at right now.
I
This
do wanna say, like, I do appreciate y'all doing that because I feel like custom games and the lab don't get enough love at all. I feel like that's, like,
no.
a really like, coming from playing, Halo and everything like that, like, back in the day, playing in 2010, like, on Halo Reach, I used to stay up till wee hours of the morning just messing around with 16-player
It
lobby custom games, like, it's so much
Yeah.
potential there.
since Arena Reloaded relaunch, right? I feel like custom maps and stuff barely gets any notice. Like before we're talking about like they used to host their own like custom events, right? By custom maps.
Mhm.
They also used to have their own custom playlists within the game itself that will like rotate like every week or every weekend, right? And it won't just be just one map in it. It'll just be like multiple, right?
Yep.
And I'm just not currently a fan how they do it now, where it was like, oh yeah, we're only gonna feature one map for this week, and it's in a pool of like 20 other maps. And then
Yeah,
not to mention, like, they don't even advertise it, so you don't even know what map's in it unless you're actually playing the game, or even
Not
get
that
to
is
mention
lucky to
very
play
true.
it, right?
you are most likely never going to be playing the newer maps too because they're
Yeah.
not weighed correctly. So it's like the odds of you getting what containment and foregone are pretty slim, unfortunately,
Yep.
especially
Yeah,
with the lack of something like map voting.
But yeah, that's something I hope they could do eventually. Is just bring back more focus on stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I feel like again this goes out into like some of my criticisms for the game. UI, it's lacking. It's very like not great. Um, I feel
all the
like
way across the board.
they should have like put more focus into that instead of just constantly making excuses like, well, our UI doesn't support so and so. It's like, guys, this was something Splitgate won. Like this should have been
it,
there from the get go.
it's funny how you mentioned that. Krosis, I don't know if you remember this comment from 343 Industries whenever that was still their name for Halo Infinite. They stated, and I quote, they had technical limitations on the amount of playlists they could add into Halo Infinite. This means they could not have more than 5 playlists within Halo Infinite's UI.
Bruh.
Bullshit. Okay, sorry.
Um, now, benefit of the doubt, that's a 2 decades old engine that they're still playing Halo Infinite on. I've already talked about this a lot on this podcast, but when you dive deep into Halo or even, modern day Bungie, um, Destiny 2 still runs off that same engine that Halo CE was made off of, the Blam
Hmm.
engine. And with those old engines, you can only do so much, right? Like, you can continue to upgrade it time after time after time, but it's only going to get worse. So much so where they quite literally cut split screen from Halo 5 and then they promised it for Infinite and
Didn't
then
come.
never went through with it.
Hey, they're promising it for the new game. It's okay.
Well, you know,
Um,
we'll see
the
about that.
the thing is with like Halo specifically, like you got to remember that with Halo Infinite being developed for what was it, 6, 7 years before it actually launched. They had Microsoft, of course, is leading the whole thing, and they had a whole bunch of technical debt because they were hiring contractors to work on because they're basically upgrading the Blam engine into what was it? What was it called? I think it was like Space something engine. I can't remember. Anyways,
Um,
I don't remember
Slip
what it was.
Space? It was
I
like
think
Slip Space
so.
or something.
I think so, yeah. But they were upgrading it basically, and what they were doing was they were having just new people come in that would work for 6 months on the code of the game and then would lay them off and then hire new people that had to come through and learn their code and then try to do more on top of that, get laid off, and then more people come in. So it was just basically screwed from the start, really, to be honest. I don't think
Yeah.
it's really the engine's fault. I think it's mainly Microsoft's fault for that. But
Yeah.
it's the industry of
Yeah.
money. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Let's move away from the because I want to mainly talk about our criticism mostly near the end.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
um
Go for it.
so let's go back to getting know a bit more about Crosis here. What you say is like your fondest memories that you have like related to the game?
The one that pops up the most is whenever Swin the Law, which I'm sure y'all probably know him, but
Yep.
Swin, he ended up rating me for the first time with like 20 viewers on Twitch. This is whenever I was still playing Splitgate, but I was like very low viewer count. Like I didn't really have my name in the community at all. And I was just playing Arena, just camo grinding, and he rated me. And it was just such a cool moment for me. There's also other moments of like playing with Roscoe, play with Roscoe for hours on end, all night long, playing just Arena. I had custom game moments where we played. I remember me. Virtuous, Win, like a bunch of us. Like I was hosting custom games one night, and move cat. Uh, hosting we were I was hosting custom games one night. It was just me just deciding to have some fun with the community and everything like that. And it started with like 4 players, and then we're just playing all night. And I ended up being like the top viewed stream. This was back whenever Splitgate 2 was like dead. Like it was just dead season. There was nothing going on for the game.
Yeah.
And like a whole bunch of big names just started waking up. It was like late in the morning, like early in the morning technically, but late at night for me. Just a bunch of people started getting on and joining the custom games. We had like I think 12 to 16 people in the lobby. It was definitely a great time. It was a lot of fun. But
Yeah. Getting those
yeah, I'd say
big stack lobbies for customs is always a blast.
oh, it's a great time. I've also thought about hosting more custom game lobbies on the weekends. I really want to start doing that like I used to back in Halo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say those are probably my fondest memories I can think of right now, I would say.
Is there any like huge achievements you would say that you're proud of, like related to the game itself?
Getting mastery camo.
I mean, yeah, not a lot of
Pretty
people
much.
have that, I feel.
I don't think enough. Well, I won't say enough people don't have it. A lot of people don't care about it, but it was such a huge grind, especially before the charger got buffed. Going for the charger mastery
Yeah.
camo was probably the most annoying thing I've ever done in my entire life.
Yeah. They
But
constantly
yeah,
rework that weapon like over and over again too. Like it's so inconsistent.
it's definitely better now though. That's why whenever I hear anybody talk about like camo grinding and they talk about the charger, I'm like, you don't even know the half of it. You got the better version of it
Do
now. I don't
you
want to hear it.
do you know by memory how many crouch kills you needed to get with it in the past?
I think it was 100.
Yeah, I think it's 100 because it's
Okay.
75 for
Yeah,
sidearm.
because I've noticed like every other weapon requires 150 unless it's pistol, and 75, right? And for some
Mhm.
reason, Charger is the only one that requires 100.
I thought it was all
So,
shotgun.
I think all
no,
shotguns require 100.
I
Yeah.
know Blitz require 150. I'm pretty sure.
Does it?
Maybe 125. I don't know.
I don't remember because I completed this camo grind a long time ago. Back whenever Onslaught was a thing.
Yeah,
No,
I was wondering if maybe they like made like an update that like made it easier, but I don't know. Who
maybe.
knows?
I mean, Onslaught was where I did most of my camo grinding. I feel like it was like the easier way to do it. I miss that game
Yeah,
mode, by the way. I would love to talk about that, but um, yeah, that's where most of my camo grinding came from. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I'd say that's probably my most like top achievement thing. I guess I could say like the other thing would be like my season 2 video, like that got a good amount of views.
Mhm.
That was like definitely something that was like that hit the heart a little bit because I worked on that video and I felt like it was a good thing to make that video for 1047 to see.
Roscoe said Plow and Blitz is 150. So yeah.
Ah,
Huh. Strange.
interesting.
Um.
I
So
wonder if the Charger is 150 and maybe I'm just misremembering.
so yeah, I'm not
Uh,
too huge into Arena Royale. What what do you think makes the Splitgate version of Arena Royale like so good? Like what makes you like it so much?
Uh I would say the respawn, just the respawn like arena feel that the game mode has. It's just with like Splitgate 2's Battle Royale, it was great, but I feel like Arena Royale with only playing on one map and, having a certain amount of teams, I feel like it just plays so much better now and it really does feel like they found that perfect balance between Arena Royale and Arena.
Yeah,
I would definitely say the respawns is probably my favorite part about Arena Royale compared to any other battle royale. Um, I mean, every other battle royale, it's cool, having one life or you get somebody's respawn and you take it to a respawn station or whatever. I think
yeah,
that's cool, but I think that's what makes Splitgate Arena Royales so special is because it has that arena aspect to it, and I think the respawns are just what make it just so much fun. I would definitely say it's the respawns for me.
I mean, yeah, when we played through it, in that initial playtest, I did have a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do I like
That
it
was so great, by
more?
the way.
Do I like it more in Arena though? No, like Arena is still like my go-to for
I
Splitgate.
feel that.
and also like I stopped playing Battle Royales like basically like all the way back and like probably like during the COVID times, man. Like I don't really play Battle
Yeah.
Royales anymore. Like it's not really my thing anymore. I used to play a shit ton of Fortnite like way back then. I think I have like over like 3K hours in the game. Not just the Battle Royale, but also like the Save the World, like the first game mode that the game was all about. That was before Battle Royale was like an actual like tower defense. But
It was
yeah,
always about Apex for me. I was an Apex guy. I fucking loved Apex. That game came
yeah.
out on my birthday, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Got shadow dropped on your birthday.
Yes, sir.
Uh, yeah. I mean, I like Arena Royale. I think it's by far my favorite Royale variant. I would say. I've always wanted to see like Halo do BR, and like I do hope we eventually do get to see that. But I think just my favorite part about Arena Royale is just how satisfying like getting your upgrades and getting all that like set up. Like, you also have the objectives you can do, which is like a really unique twist. In comparison to say like Call of Duty's war zones, like I think they call them contracts. There's like contracts all over the map. You pick them up and you get to go do them. But
Yep.
typically they're kind of like you can just go do them alone, and very rarely will you be like targeted or anything. Um, that's kind of why I like Arena Royale's like objective events, is because everyone is fighting over them. They are like a very big like thing to go out and do, and big reward, matter of fact, because you can have blue armor and finish that event and like you're instantly gold,
Yep.
because that's what most people are going to upgrade. Um so
Objective
um
was definitely a good addition. I think it was a good replacement for the time zone events they had for Splitgate 2's Battle Royale. If you guys played it at all or anything, basically it was like anti-gravity and stuff like that. I think it was a great replacement, and I do agree with you. I think it is so much more fun and a lot more chaos to go for. Like Splitball is probably my favorite objective to go for on Arena Royale. I think it's a great time.
Yeah, I like that like they at least like somewhat kept Firecracker intact with the Arena Royale with one of those objectives as well, because like they just completely remove it from quick play. So like at least you have like some like small like part of like Firecracker like so playable.
yeah.
Which
If you want
you can play in customs, but like again, quick play Arena Royale, like it's only in Arena Royale and only in that if that's the objective event that pops up, right? So
If you want Firecracker back in Arena, I suggest making maps for it because I'm gonna be honest, for me personally, I
yeah,
never liked Firecracker and I felt like it was the maps that
it's
made Firecracker bad to me.
yeah, it's probably the maps. I would say the same thing for Splitball even as well. Like some of the
Splitball's godly, don't disrespect.
sorry, but
Um
have you played Hammerhead Splitball? It's awful. Okay.
Hammerhead Splitball.
Yes. The map Hammerhead, the Splitball objectives are on
Oh,
top of the little
oh,
rovers. So all
oh
you
no, I
have
haven't played.
so it's always just like a will like the fight of willpower of whoever's team can just like throw as many balls off the thing and roll down the sand. It's like
I never played
it's like come
Splitball on
on,
that
man.
map. I have no idea.
It's
I
awful.
Splitball is probably one of my least favorites. I mean, I hated Splitball back in early Splitgate, like what or not early Splitgate, because obviously I didn't play early Splitgate, but I
I
didn't like
I
Splitball
I
at
liked it
all.
more in Splitgate 1. I like it. I like how it was done in Splitgate 1. But
Everybody hates
I
Splitball, bro.
I didn't like it a team format though. I think it's best for free for all in the
Oh,
Splitgate
that would be
1.
interesting.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah,
thought of that.
yeah.
Well, I mean, most oddball games
Or free,
at least in
yeah,
early
for sure.
Halo used to be free for all.
I never thought about that. It's actually a
Yeah.
good point.
But when it comes down to like, modern day stuff like that, then yeah, now it's team based.
Yeah,
Uh
you weren't around when Splitgate 1 was a thing, right, Krosis? So like
I was around, but I didn't play it. No.
yeah, you didn't play it. So
you
basically
you were born.
Splitball yeah. Splitball how it worked then was there was no like objective you had to bring the ball to. It was just like you have to hold the ball the longest, and that's how
Oddball,
you win.
basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
See,
and
that's one thing I've always thought about. Why is there no oddball equivalent game mode on Splitgate?
I don't know.
There is, but it's like a toggleable setting. I think that was something they added with the
It's
relaunch,
it's
if I'm
it's not a
not
toggable
mistaken,
setting.
right?
It's not.
Yeah, I've never seen it ever. Like, I don't know.
I thought
I thought we talked about it
yeah,
at
we
one
talked
point.
about it because I thought it was a toggable setting, but it was actually something completely different and was not what I thought it was. It
That
Oh,
was
sucks, man. I feel like it would play
yeah.
great, to be honest.
It was a weird setting for whatever reason that was giving the team a score, just one score by the way, while you're holding the ball. So I'm like, what can you do with that? I don't get it. Like, it seemed very odd. I was like, okay,
That's interesting.
ball in a
but
way.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like
I'm glad.
Splitball, but I kind of wish they had like I've always had like I've always liked Oddball when it comes down to Halo, but I never liked Splitball because you could portal with the ball in Splitgate 1. I think that, especially on a team-based aspect, I think broke the game mode and the fundamentals for me personally, because at that point it's not really about, you know, keeping the ball, you know,
Portaling
alive.
around with it.
It's not like you're not escorting or you're not keeping the ball safe. You're just letting the ball go on its own. And the thing I liked about Oddball is, again, Halo's always supported the team-based shooter kind of arena shooter aspect, meaning that every member of your team is a pillar of your team.
Hmm.
So,
yeah.
you know, it's your job as someone who doesn't have the ball to support the member that is holding the ball. And Splitgate 1 took that out of it in a way, and I really didn't like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. We can talk about this right now because uh, I know you probably have some input on this too, Krosis. So one thing I've noticed that Vixie has brought up is that
Oh
um
god.
the Nanoswarm bundle, like where is that?
This.
And
Oh my
so it's not just the Nanoswarm bundle I've noticed too, right? It's like they had all of these skins they dropped during the Splitgate 2 phase, and they have not seen the light of day since relaunch. Why is that? Why don't they just bring that back in the store? Did they like literally not get
Can
any sales for them or something? Or is that why?
can you not buy them from the
You
menu anymore?
So
you cannot. Not the nano, at least.
the whole system where like you just go your locker and then you can like see past shop items, that
Yeah.
only applies if the item has appeared in relaunch in the store. So
Oh,
it has
okay.
to it has to basically go in the store again, and then it goes in the locker. I don't know why it's like that. And
I don't know, but
I don't know if you guys remember this, but I think when they were showing off the Gamer Girl bundle and the Runway map and Tryhard, right, in the
Hmm.
dev stream, I could have swore Cardinal said, "Oh yeah, Nanoswarm will be back in February."
I don't know. I didn't hear
Where is
about
it?
that, to be honest.
Where's the bundle?
I was
I
about to
just
say,
want
if
to.
that stream is still live, someone can go fact check that, but I'm not
I don't think it is, but I could have swore I remember hearing that.
I just want to
maybe it
say
still is.
I'm just to make Vixie mad. Just don't give him back the Nanoswarm bundle. You can give it to everybody else but him because he's been
Oh
asking
man.
for it for like ever.
But yeah, I don't think I'll have the split coin for it, but what I would like to have is I think it's like a blink pistol that they introduced in the shop one time during the graffiti event in Splitgate 2. I have not seen that came back. And I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can buy that in the locker.
Oh, are you
Hmm.
talking about
It was
Iris
A
it was
blink.
skin?
yeah, it was a blank pistol skin that had like a it kind of looked like a button on the very back of it,
Yeah,
right?
it's the Tagger bundle with Iris. I think there was also a sprinter too,
Yeah,
I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Iris is another skin I don't think you can like buy.
You can't
Well,
get it because I
she
have it. That's
yeah,
my signature skin.
she was bundled with that pistol.
Yeah, I remember Iris skin
And
with didn't.
then
I remember that skin not looking too bad. Like I don't know why that hasn't
yeah,
come back.
yeah.
I'm glad because now everybody knows whenever they see that skin, it's me.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
You only
Again, the thing is, I will always say this about modern games with microtransaction stores like this. If you're going to rotate stuff in and out of the store, please make a catalog that you can catalog all the cosmetics in one place for players to purchase.
yeah,
Because it is annoying in games like Fortnite where something comes and then it's just gone for like a year. It's
right.
like people will actively buy that as long as it's available, and it's more money as a result. Like,
I agree.
same goes with battle passes. Like, that's one thing I loved about Halo Infinite's battle passes is because that battle pass season is over, doesn't mean that battle pass is gone. I can always go back to that battle pass, purchase it,
Yeah,
and still, get the rewards from it.
yeah. You just gotta play the game. That's all.
Now, theoretically, imagine if Fortnite did that same system with like that Halo Infinite does. Imagine how much fucking money they would make just from bringing back old battle passes.
I
I
guarantee you, if Halo Infinite actually popped off, that would have made a whole
I
grand statement across the whole industry. But
Oh
I
yeah,
I
absolutely.
I wish every live service game does it like that because I hate FOMO in games. I hate this like factor that devs feel like they need to add in their live service games just to get players to play their game, and
I
that
hate
is
battle
FOMO.
passes in general.
I I mean, I don't hate battle passes. I think there's definitely a positive to them to some degree.
I don't
Like
hate battle
you get
passes. I hate FOMO.
yeah,
You can do battle
yeah.
passes by removing the FOMO, like Halo's done.
So
True, true.
yeah, like I mean, Halo MCC and Halo Infinite have both done it, and I think they've done it in like granted that they're two different ways, right? Halo
The
Infinite was more
finals does it
XP,
too.
yeah. XP and Infinite was Battle Pass, but I think in Halo MCC it was almost like a credit system. You would do
It
challenges,
was.
you get
Yeah,
credits, and then you can do
it
them
was
that
all
way.
free. It wasn't anything you paid for. It's just
Yeah.
playing the game.
Some games, like I play some live service games, or like kind of like they came and went, right? That are like one game that comes to mind. Like shit, I forgot what it was called, but it was this game that me, Kane, and Juice used to play. That game actually got shut down eventually, but it was like
Face to
this.
fight.
No, it was like this like third person like game that was kind of like basically it was like a bunch of like it was set in the medieval times, right? Like you fight with like battle axes and shit or like swords, right? And I remember they had a battle pass system and it was insanely grindy. It was way too grindy. It was like impossible to even like get through it all. Like unless you were literally playing the game like 20 hours a day. I'm like, why is it
Jesus.
like that?
the
But
the problem
yeah,
with FOMO, I think it's just a modern industry thing. Like right now, unfortunately, it doesn't matter what game you're gonna play, as unless it's like Sony single player. Chances are it's gonna be multiplayer, and there's gonna be like fear of missing out because um, I've been playing like a newer MMO for a little under a year now. And the seasonal model sucks because anything that you miss from the season disappears. It's kind of in a way like Destiny when the year ends. But essentially, uh, in most MMO cases, they have dungeons, right? They introduce new dungeons in their new expansions, and they will stay around forever after they're released. This game does it differently, so when the season ends, those 6 dungeons completely disappear out of the game just to be replaced by new ones. And I'm like, why are we doing this when you're removing content at the end of the day?
yeah,
That's weird.
And, you know, that if you were to keep those dungeons in the game and in the cosmetics that you could technically grind through them, that's still content for players to grind for. There's no reason to remove that content. And
Right.
I think just in general, FOMO is just taking like a huge like corruption in the industry. It's not great.
I think this also stops other games from getting love from players too, because people get comfortable with their own games, and they don't want to miss out on anything that comes out while they go play something else, so they just don't really give other games a try. I think that's
Yeah.
also a huge issue in the industry as well. Like, anybody
Yeah.
you talk to is probably playing 1, maybe 2 games usually, like, they mainly play on, and they don't really try anything else, and I'm a victim of it too. I mean, I don't really play anything. I play Splitgate most of the time, but since I'm taking a break, I'm actually expanding my horizons and playing other things, but
Yeah, that seems
yeah, I
pretty
think it's a
healthy.
huge problem
Yeah.
for sure.
Which uh, in Splitgate's case, I do appreciate how simple some of their challenges are. I you know, I know they made it a big thing in season 0 or like the beta section of Splitgate where it's like these battle passes will be split up into what was it, 3 sections or something like that, but they were like super easy and like super quick to like pretty much finish off. And I appreciate that because therefore you can go play other things if you want to, right? It's like
Mhm.
one thing I love about Warframe, which is another one of my big games that I put a lot of time into, the battle pass is completely free in it, and it stays there for like ever. It feels like I can step away and like not play for like 2 or 3 months and come back and it's still there. Like if there's anything I need in it, and I can quickly pick up. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
just there should never be a point in time where anything that I pay for should just either
disappear.
I should like disappear, or just I shouldn't get it in general because I'm not like putting enough time into the game.
Agree. Think I don't know if y'all know about the stop killing games movement that's been going around for the past, like, 2 or 3 years. I think they, just went to court with it, like,
Yeah,
today or
I
yesterday.
actually got a video on my YouTube recommended about that.
It was
I don't
go
know
ahead.
too much about the details, but the guy who was like kind of like put in charge, he definitely seemed like he was very nervous. So he has every right to be nervous about it.
Oh
But
Oh,
yeah,
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 for sure.
100%. Um, he's mainly its main push has been over in Europe because that's where a lot of people where if you have a petition over in Europe and it gets enough backers, then you can really um push it towards the government side of things, and they can enforce it a little bit better. Um, and after I'm sure you guys have heard of the pirate software situation, it got a ton of backers for the EU side of things.
Mhm.
And now I think they're pushing it over in Cali. So Cali is now the Cali government is taking a look at it, and then hopefully to go much further from there because honestly, I think what they're pushing for is definitely what modern gaming needs the most.
hmm
Yeah,
Um, and Splitgate, I think, as small, or at least Splitgate 1, as small of a game as it is and was, I think it's a good example of like how games can at
still survive.
least preserve themselves to some degree.
right.
So,
Okay. I want to talk about the tournament we're hosting before we run our first ad break here. So let
Mhm.
me go. Let me share screen here. So I made cinematics for all of the maps we're gonna be using for this coming tournament. So we're doing takedown again, and the reason for that is a lot of people asked about them wanting to play this the community maps, and we expanded the library for the Splitgate takedown remakes. So we have all of them: Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, and India this time. And
Nice.
um, so I just wanna have this run in the background here. You can see some changes for the Cinemax too for some of these previous maps that was in the tournament. Like for example, Alpha Cinemax finally got the cutter added to it. Also, any of John's maps, see like that, that's actually updated in Cinemax now, so you can see Bravo in his full art, right?
Mhm.
And So we were gonna we were gonna do Juliet at one point. In case you guys didn't know, Simulation Anomaly, one of the official maps for Takedown, is technically a remake or a remaster of Simulation Juliet. And if you guys don't know what Simulation Juliet is, it was only added to the game once they put it into the offline state. But so
Hmm.
yeah, that's the only map we are scrapping to redo entirely because again we have Simulation Anomaly. We have Simulation Charlie redone because a lot of people just did not like the remake by the devs themselves. So the community rebuilt it to be more like the first game, and I gotta say it feels so much better. Um, so this is Simulation Foxtrot. So this is I try my best to make it look a lot like the Splitgate one's art style. So you can see that not only for Foxtrot, but I overhauled Simulation Golf as well, which guess you guys didn't know that was in the past tournament. But I rescaled everything to fit more like Splitgate's one and redid the art to look like the art style on that. And then we got Simulation Hotel. Simulation Hotel does have some changes that John has done. Like, so for example, these portals didn't exist. Some of the portal routing in general are got like tweak for like better flow, if you ask me. And like the areas back in the hotel area. Here, let me go back to that. So these areas, it's like out in those distance there. It's kind of hard to see in this footage, but out in the distance, those areas used to be very campy. Portals are
Yeah.
done a bit differently in those areas. That makes it so much less campy now, and I think fans are gonna like it. It's it's much
Those are
better
the
in my
cubby
opinion.
holes, right?
Yeah, the cubbies. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, this was Simulation India. This is the last one I worked on. So we did. So myself and John, we started doing something different too. So
I
I'm about to get to that. So deadbolts, um, we there was no way we could make deadbolts half ammo for takedown maps for custom maps, right? That there was no way around that. Like that's something the devs didn't give us the option to do that. I decided to work around for that. So I decided for this time, for this tournament, we're gonna experiment. Let's try adding a 90-second delay on the deadbolt sniper. Like so it'll still have like 8 shots. There's nothing we can do about that. But it basically becomes a power weapon that doesn't show up until like much later in the round for takedown, and becomes kind of like a go-to power weapon that's most likely gonna end that round because there's so much ammo, right? And I feel like that adds more balance. It says like, oh yeah, that's fine. Let's just keep the sniper and like as in, because 8 ammo is a lot for takedown. So
hmm
it only comes after 90 seconds. And I've also I think I've only done this for my maps, but I added hypersight also on 90-second timer for both golf, India, and Foxtrot. It was mainly there for and India and Foxtrot because those are probably the two most complicated simulation maps, right? So I could see like rounds could stretch way too long if the maps are pretty complicated and players don't know their way around to try to find people, right? Simulation golf, technically you probably don't need it on simulation golf, but again, it's 90 seconds in, so I feel like it'll be fine to include that in. And also, Simulation Golf was a map that had nothing going for it for the middle section on that middle bridge. Not up high, but the middle bridge, right? So that's why I added a hypersight to golf as well.
Okay.
So
I'm
yeah,
gonna have to take my leave here for a little bit. I might be back later. So
okay,
y'all have fun. And yeah. So I'll
Good to
talk
see
to
you,
y'all
Camos.
later.
Much
all right,
love, man.
Yep.
yeah,
See
no,
it.
no problem. So yeah, we redid some rules here. So, basically it's simplified, right? So the main change is don't in order to set the higher tax. This is just for what ifs in the future, but the main thing is this: 8,000 elo for 3v3s. This used to be 7,500. I changed it to 8,000 so it's less strict, right? It adds more for freedom and flex, uh, more flex for what teams you can have because there's just a lack of players and there's fewer people playing the game over time as times go on, right? So it makes sense to add higher team elo at that point, right? When we're doing this again. And um pro players or Explicate 1 pro players and masters, they don't even play this game, dude. It made no sense to separate them from SCH experts. So I decided to put them in the same tier, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they have the same treatment on like what kind of teams they can have, right? So
I see.
I think that'll be fine. Racers will have a buff, for example, for this tournament. Like for example, racers are coming in again, and they got Toby Repellent this time. We'll see how that goes. But they didn't win the last tournament. We'll see if they win this one. But and then I upgraded intermediates. They used to be rated as Perillion 1. But I updated that to champion. And again, this doesn't really do a whole lot because you're still able to like have the same teams as before. It's mainly just like how I perceive what these guys play like compared to like other people in ranked, right? When I
Mm-hmm.
see from last tournament, when I see these SCH intermediate players play in the tournament, for example, Kyle's, he was rated as SCH intermediate, and he won in the last tournament, right? It didn't really make a whole lot of sense for me to still have him rated as like Perillion 1 at the bare minimum. So they're rated as champion. Again, it doesn't really change much because I updated the elo to 500 more, but you at least know like they're rated much higher now, right? And then
Yeah.
all ranks at gold 1 or lower will default to 1,000. I did this mainly to avoid this issue where okay, so we gotta do fills, right? Um maybe there'll be someone that will feel disgusted having a possible teammate that's like, oh, this guy hasn't done ranked or barely done ranked. They're ranked bronze, right? So for that reason, right? And then another reason is, oh well, they could just lie about the rank. It's to combat that a little bit too, right? Or like, hey, at least they can't just say they're. At least they can't just be like, oh yeah, I have 100 elo or something, right? But in
Mm-hmm.
reality, they have more. But yeah, basically, it's to try to keep things simplified and like be easier to form as well. On top of that, right? Because before when I was doing fills for like teams for like people that were like rated like gold and below, it was kind of like hard to balance out teams because of that. So it's to also just make that a bit easier. You're SCH master and stuff like you're not SCH master. Get the fuck out. Freaking Roscoe. But yeah. These are all the people who are currently sign up. We need more signups. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to get this podcast edited on YouTube within the next couple of days after it was initially live. So you guys at least know the tournament's going on. If you guys want to know how to participate in the tournament, you just have to join the Discord. Discord link is provided in not only this podcast, so I just type in SGA, but it'll be in the description for the YouTubes, right? And the tournament date itself will be on the 25th of April. 25th of April, it's on a Saturday, and it'll be at 12 p.m. Eastern. Signups will close 2 days before, so 48 hours. So yeah, that's all I have to say about the tournament. I just hope you guys are interested and willing to sign up because we like to see more people to compete for it. Oh, also one last major thing before I stop talking about tournaments. The Takedown Tournament is there's no mainstream for it anymore. It's more laid back, right? So currently these are possible streams that could happen for the tournament to support whoever who is streaming the tournament, right? That's how we're gonna do things. And this will also allow me to actually compete as well. I'm still trying to find a team for the tournament, and the prizes are 3,000 split coin, 2,000 split coin, and 1,000 split coin for first, second, and third, right? And that's per person, right? It's not the whole team. Each person gets 3,000 split coin if they get first. So no major tourney stream, right? Just support whoever. I mean, I guess you at the end of the day you can just like watch my stream because what I'm probably gonna end up doing eventually. I'm not making top 3. I don't think I'm making top 3. So maybe if I had literally go to the team, if I actually gotten magically better the next week, maybe I don't know. But I think what I'm gonna end up doing is like I'll try to like do my best to commentate the the podium teams, right? And I'll spectate the podium teams. So I guess you can like still like tune in my stream if you guys want. If you don't have a preference who you guys want to tune into. So yeah, I'll also stream my perspective, my team's perspective as well. So I guess now this is a section where we start talking about a few updates about the game, right? That for season 2. I want to first talk about the new power weapon, right? Like, what's our overall thoughts on that? How do you like the new power weapon, Krosis?
It's great, but I just feel like it wasn't anything to be like, "Oh, that's crazy," to me. Especially with, like, the secondary mode of being able to shoot, like, a big ball. I just feel like no one uses it. I mean, I don't ever use it, and I don't ever really see anybody else use it, so it's kinda like,
I
what's the point?
I feel like it's mainly used for style points. The old fire,
Yeah,
right? Like it's not. I
maybe,
feel like it's not that practical to do it, but it does have some style points to it. And if
if it
you,
had, like, an area of effect, I think it would be worth using, like, if it did damage to
yeah,
people around it.
the fact that it doesn't do like a blast radius, I feel like it's missed opportunity. It's a power weapon. Why don't you do that, right? But
Yeah.
here I wanna show off a clip, not just to you, but the chat if you guys haven't seen it, of me doing something pretty cool with it. Um,
Hell yeah.
this is what happened when I had my hands on it in one game of Oasis.
Ain't no way.
Yep. Yeah,
Oh, it's a
yeah.
beautiful shot.
That crazy snipe with the alt fire, and
I bet that felt so satisfying.
yeah, it was very satisfying. I think I have like over like 1,000 views on that on YouTube too, by the way. So like that's very nice. But yeah, I feel like it takes a lot of skill to do that alt fire.
For
Um,
sure. Oh, yeah.
but at the same time, it's like, why even have it when you can just either switch to your other weapon that you probably have to be like precision based, right? Because the main fire for it is sprays, right? It's fast fire
Yeah.
rate, a bunch of bullets, right? It's kind of like similar to how I would say like, it's kind of like similar to like the split stream, but like a bit more accurate. It's projectile based, but it's more accurate, right?
Yeah.
Because with split stream, your bullets just go all over the place, right? And yeah, I just feel like it's very similar to split stream in the way that like, oh, it's a spray weapon and it has a movement penalty for in some shape of way because the alt fire there you can't run while doing the alt fire while you're doing the charge, right? you can only like slowly move around with it. And I have found ways where you can just like cancel it by either portaling, right? So you don't waste the charge, right? You can portal to cancel it, or you can like switch your weapons to cancel it. But like yeah, I don't know why I don't see the why they're adding like movement penalties to these kind of weapons.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I wish you could just like honestly just freely charge and portal and like go fast
I
around. Why not? Just do
I think
it.
I think with that gun too, I like you brought up a good point. I think making it to where you could charge it up and move around, portal, all that, like sprint, just everything. I think would give more use to the alt fire because then you can pre-charge it up and
Yeah.
actually move and do things. And if somebody pulls up on you, then you can shoot it. You can't cancel it. That would be the trade-off. So like you would have to waste the ammo, but I think that would be like an actual good reason instead of, if you want to use the other one, you can.
Yeah.
You just don't have it charged up. Like you would have to stop sprinting and then shoot it. So I feel like that would make it more like usable, but I
I
just don't see the reason
I
except for
also
style points, like I said.
I also don't know how much ammo count is used. Like that's something I haven't paid attention. I do know you don't need a full charge for it to be lethal. I've experimented with this. I think you only have to like get the charge bar, like the HUD that shows up, like maybe 3/4 full, and then it will do 100 damage. So that's something to keep in mind. Like if you did want to do the charge, you don't have to charge up to the
All
full
the way.
bar. Yeah. Um. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it makes me wonder if we're ever gonna get like a traditional like shotgun power weapon. Cause
That'd be nice.
I feel like that's what the primary shotgun should have been with to the get go. Is like shotguns are supposed to be a power weapon, man. Why are they primaries?
Yeah, I would love to
But
see like the plow be a power weapon over
yeah,
everything else.
not have shit range, not have shit damage. Just make it a power weapon like it should be. But yeah, another thing is um, so they have custom races, not just official races back, but they have custom races. So how the custom races work on custom made maps is you can if you build a map, there's like objectives for it, right? By placing the starting spawn and all the balls, right? And something I didn't know until maybe like a week or so ago. I thought they completely scrapped this, but multiplayer races is a thing in the game. It's live.
You could just do it in customs. That's it.
Yeah, you can do it
Is
in
that what?
customs, and they actually add a check mark you can do for it too, where
Mm-hmm.
you can disable restarts because the problem with the restarts, like let's say you're doing like a race that's like very long. Let's say let's use Rod's obstacle course for example, right? Races on that with multiplayer will be hell if anyone can just hit the restart button and it just restarts for everyone. so that so
Yeah, that's a problem.
so they thought that through. You can't just you could disable that if you want if you ever do multiplayer races. They also made it so any races done within customs this does not get updated on the leaderboards themselves, right? So that's good thinking because you could just tweak the player settings to have like super high speed and shit. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, that's a good call.
I wonder why they
They
didn't announce that with the season 2. Like, I know they said they weren't gonna
they
have any multiplayer.
I might have misunderstood them what Aku was talking about, but he said basically the multiplayer races is in a state that they don't uh have that they wanted originally, right? And that's still
Mhm.
true, but I thought that also meant they scrap it entirely. But no,
That's
it's
what they made it sound like to me.
yeah, that's what it sounded like to me too. but it's still in the game. You just gotta go through customs, and
Mhm.
so the main issue with multiplayer races, right, is that the thing they were trying to do was to separate the enemy portals from your own portals, like not have it conflict with each other. And I think they,
Mhm.
well, how I saw it, how I saw that what they could do was have like some kind of ghost system, right, for the portals, and then of course don't have aim assist on the enemies either for controller players, right? Which I think currently it has aim assist. Yeah.
Okay,
Yo,
I'm
welcome
back.
back, Coma.
That entrance,
Hey.
bro. That fucking entrance.
Yippee!
But yeah, I think multiplayer races currently have aim assist on controller. I could be wrong, but yeah, do you know about that, Coma? That it's actually is playable multiplayer races. They just don't have it in the state that they wanted.
Um, I saw that they had an option. I forget who exactly said
Uh,
the option or whatever that, but I remember there was a screenshot.
you're robot mode right now, brother.
You lagging.
Yeah, you
Lagging,
lagging.
lagging. You gotta replace that potato. That is interesting though that that's like actual playable. I just don't
Yeah.
see why. I don't understand why they made it seem like it just was completely scrapped out of it. Like why they couldn't just be
I
like, "Hey, we couldn't get it to work the way we wanted it to work,
I
but you could
think it,
still go in custom games and kind of."
I think it was just a poor choices of words how they were advertising it. That's all. Um, but yeah, I they also got you know leaderboards with custom races too. So like how leaderboards work for custom races in the game, you have to actually have a time within the leaderboard itself, and then once you do that, you can see the leaderboard itself. I think it's so like I think it's like to save memory or something. I don't know. So like not everybody can see every single race leaderboard at once.
Uh-huh.
But yeah. So it's really cool that you can have like your own like leaderboards for custom races. I do I do have to say though, like it is a bit annoying that I can't update my maps anymore with race supports without at least deleting the previous one and the boards. Technically the boards don't
You
go
can't.
away, but what it does, it makes the map name like no text. So it's hard to tell like what map it was in the boards. Like
Mhm.
some reason it doesn't completely wipe the boards. Basically, it's like a state of the boards where it can't be updated anymore, and it doesn't have a name anymore. So it's like hard to tell like what race it was, right? But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I really wish they could just you know find a way to just make it so like we could easily update our maps, no issues, and not constantly have to publish a new code and everything like that. Like the whole code system is a mess. I never use it. I don't suggest anyone else use the code. Just mention a map name. It's so much better because you never
Can
know.
I go? I want to go off on a little bit of a tangent because you just made me think of some. I want to see a vehicle come to Splitgate so bad. And the only reason why this even
Yeah.
came to mind with what you were talking about is because I remember playing like races and rocket races with
Hmm.
Mongoose and Warhogs on like
Yeah.
Halo.
We
I think it would be so cool.
we can get that. We can get to that in a bit. But I do want to mention one last thing about the races is
Go
they have an official event going on. For anyone that doesn't know, let me. I should pull that up real quick because. Uh,
Wait, so they're doing something else right now?
yeah, there's actually an official Discord event going on.
Or was this yesterday's event and it's still continuing?
Yeah, it's still continuing from yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I figure I should mention this because we'll have this podcast up on YouTube before it ends. They decided to make a official event. You can get cosmetics for beating Gryphon's times. I just want to let you guys know right now, Gryphon's times are easy as fuck to beat. I already have 4 out of 5 races beaten beforehand, but you have to like show recording of the race, right? And so they have a channel for it, right? You just go to the official Discord, go to the event, click on the event, and then this is the thread on it, right? And now the reason why the race times are like very easy to beat is it was done deliberate, right? Gryphon hold back. He didn't grind it for like a shit tons. In fact, like you could see in the past broadcasts, he purposely hold back quite a bit on I think like at least 3 of these maps. I think Abyss might have. It looked like he was
I
trying a
think he
little
went a
bit
little
on
harder.
Abyss.
Yeah.
Eden, he went the hardest. I feel. Um, and I only say that because the 20 or 30 minutes I tried on Eden, he already has me beat by like 3 seconds. So like, so that's something I gotta work on. But yeah, I already have the other 4 beaten. So, but yeah, you only need to beat one of these, right? And show proof, and you get all the cosmetic rewards. If you can't beat any, but you like still like submit in the event, you could still get one of the cosmetics, right? Again, I don't know if this is one of the cosmetics is actually going to be an event, but it's what they're showing their banner, right?
That one goes towards the people that send their clips in and win, and then they have the Black Cat bundle or whatever it's called
Yeah,
for like other participants.
right.
They'll pick like
So
10.
yeah, there's instructions here how to do it, and then trying to see like the actual submissions. Yeah, there you go. So like those are all the submissions. You just basically post in here. I assume everyone has permissions to post videos because normally you just don't have that on the Discord unless you're like an active chatter, right? So yeah, if you guys are interested in partaking that, I think it's lasting for like 10 days or something like that. Trying to see the end time. Yeah, here it goes. It ends on April 27th. Uh,
It ends on my birthday.
3 a.m. for some reason on 3 a.m. But yeah. Oh, it's on your birthday. That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Just to mention this so people know through your YouTube and everything like that, you cannot post past clips, by the way. It has to be a fresh new clip. You
Yeah.
can't do any old races that beat their time. It has to be
Right.
new ones.
So yeah. But yeah,
My
vehicles. We want to talk about vehicles because yeah, I don't mind ever bringing up the subject again. Like this is a fun subject to talk about because like how could you do vehicles in Splitgate, right? Because portals are already pretty fast, right?
I haven't heard anybody bring up vehicles since Splitgate 2's like original launch. Like that was the last time I heard it being brought up.
I th- the last time I think we talked about it was when we had Nade on, I think. Because
Yeah.
Yergi's always been someone who's wanted that as well. And that was the last time we talked about it.
It would be cool having like a Warhog type thing and having like a portal wall on top of it for like hijacking, like people can portal on it, but having like some kind of system to where like it you can't portal on it all the time. Like maybe you gotta hit it with an EMP or something to where you can actually portal on it.
Yeah.
I think I think it would be like really cool just to see something be thrown in the game that's not a power weapon or just any kind of basic thing. I think a vehicle would be like a lot of people would have eyes on it. I think it would just be kind of cool to see.
Yeah, I would definitely like them to like experiment with the idea. Like maybe even like I don't know, just have it like exclusive to Arena Royale maybe because the maps are pretty big in Arena Royale.
Mhm.
They could probably just fit the vehicles in some way in those maps, I feel.
Yeah, for sure. I also had this other idea. I thought about this like a long time ago of like say like because I always just go off Warhog just because I just that's what I think of whenever I think of a vehicle.
Yeah.
Like having somebody in the passenger side or like if you had it like a bigger vehicle, like be able to if they're in it, they can create a portal and it's just big enough for the vehicle to squeeze through. That would be kind of cool too. You could
Yeah,
like portal around the map with it.
that'd be sick.
It'd be interesting. It definitely
Yeah.
would. I think they really should capitalize on it. I think it would just be something The community would probably appreciate it. It'd be like a cool new addition to the game that is just completely out of left field.
I I think it would be way too ambitious to even try, right? But I remember the last time we were talking about vehicles is like, what if you can like do a portal with the vehicle? So like you just port a portal and the vehicle goes through it and all the people on the vehicle too, right? Like
That
just
would be
goes
kind of
through it and
cool.
gets sent flying on the other side. That'd be so sick.
Dude, imagine hitting launch portals with a vehicle, dude. That would be
Yeah.
insane.
But yeah,
Like, that would be so cool.
portal to Como with a vehicle. That'd be crazy.
Oh God. Yeah, that would be interesting. I remember we talked about the idea of having like almost like a bike or ATV or something like four-wheeler. But it having its own like built-in portal or something. So you could like shoot a portal somewhere and then you could just portal in the next portal in front of you.
Yeah,
Which I think it would be interesting if they gave it kind of I think it was like a Halo 2, Halo 5 thing, but we had the gun goose where the gun goose had like machine guns on the front. I think
Or
in
yeah.
Halo 5 it was rockets.
Hmm.
Um, but I think something like that would be really fun. I don't exactly know what they would do for some of the bigger vehicles. Like, I guess you could technically just throw a bunch of people into the back of like, I don't know, a Jeep or something like that,
yeah,
and you could just drive around. But it's also like when it comes down to like big maps like that, things that you can stick to vehicles is really fun. I remember in Halo 4, everybody loved the sticky detonator. It's like this little it's like a little handheld grenade launcher where you stick a little like um IED device on it. It's like C4 and you can shoot it and it has a motion tracker on the side. So if someone gets close to that like detonator, you can then just remote detonate it and it kills anyone within there. And a lot of people kind of like treat it like Battlefield and sticking C4 to like you know,
Vehicles and stuff.
yeah,
vehicles and stuff like that. And that was fun to mess around with in Halo 4 because you could just throw it somewhere and you would just like you could sit there and stare at it until someone rounds the corner and just pop and kill them.
yeah.
I think we need more weapons that are just fun to play with. That isn't to say like the Orion isn't fun or
It's alright.
yeah, like, they're okay. I think in a competitive
It's
aspect, they're good,
it's only a
but
lot of fun if you could pull off what I did in that clip.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
wild.
Yeah,
Um, but it's like we just need more fun things. Like uh, allow us to stick explosives to things. Allow us to like stick more things to our teammates and have them run out into
I
enemies. It's like
I don't know if I want explosions because I already get PTSD with the sticky grenades. You know?
right, but it's like imagine like the custom game opportunities we could have for such things, right? It's like it's not just about just basic gameplay. It's also about how exactly we're going to be using it within custom game.
Yeah,
Um, when you look at games like Halo, you have like Griffball, which is assault, but you have melee weapons. It's essentially like a unique form of like
Football,
soccer or football
soccer,
in a
yeah.
way, right?
yeah,
Um, and we just need more unique and fun things. Like I've always wanted a grenade launcher in the game where you could like swap between fragmentation and EMP grenades. So
yeah,
therefore, you still have utility with it. Um, I don't know. There's a lot they could do with vehicles as well. Um, but they just need to figure out how to execute it well enough to be able to implement it into like something like Onslaught. Like if you want Onslaught to come back, then I would love to see vehicles in it somehow.
Yeah, I agree.
But that we'll see whenever that happens though.
I would
yeah,
love to see the, what's it called from Halo Infinite? The damn thing that, like, you have in your arm, and you can, like, shoot it up, and, like, if somebody throws a sticky grenade at you or anything, you can launch it back. I can't remember what
The
it's called.
repulsor.
Yes, Repulsor. I would
It's the
love to see
repulsor.
something like that
Yeah.
in Halo or in, Splitgate as well. I think that would be kinda cool to have something like that.
I
Um
I want to shift the topic a little bit. Koma, do you remember Akubo said like if there's like a specific game mode that like is possible currently, that we will like, he was willing to add it, right? You remember that talk when he was on the podcast episode?
Yes, I do. I think my
So
internet's having a stroke again, but yes, I do.
we actually uh finally have it, so we can do like something with like fists only, right? And I actually went ahead and um yeah, I rebuilt the Survivor Brawl map, SBSL, right? Um, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
let me. I don't have a lot of images for it, but I can at least show the audience a top down of the map, right? Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, here it is. I want a second. So, what is this, right? So this is a map that I made in Splitgate 1 and imported to this game. And for a very specific, unique game mode that originated from a creator in Splitgate 1. It's technically a it's technically a rework of Hunger Games. If you guys are familiar with Hunger Games in the past on the other games, it's kind of like a Battle Royale, right? I think it was basically like the birth of Battle Royale, right? It was the first
I
thing
would,
that came
yeah.
out beforehand, right? But yeah, it's a free for all style gameplay. You have one life, right? And how Sweden designed it in Splitgate 1 was that you have increased health, so you don't just like instantly die, but like a sniper rifle, just for like a headshot, right? So you're able to outlive a little bit. My version, I made like 200 health. I think his version had like 170 health. But that's because different game, a lot of different weapons to play around with. But yeah, it's possible now, right? So this is probably the closest thing we can get to right now of Arena Royale in Splitgate, uh, Arena Royale's customs right now, right? Because we can't just play Arena Royale. That's not an option yet. Yeah, you have one life in this. This is meant for 12 players too, right? So the arena's meant for like 12 people. And you just picked up guns because you start with fists only, right? Start with fists
Hmm.
only, pick up guns, and yeah, whoever wins, whoever survives the ends wins. So yeah, that's how it's done. So I'm excited that Kuvo at least brought that back as something we can play around with,
Yeah.
because that's something we're lacking right now is custom game modes, um, that allows you to mess with the weapons, like the predetermined weapons that we had the
Yeah,
freedom of in Splitgate 1, but we just can't have in this game because again it goes back to the annoying issues of the limitations of the HUD, right?
what's up, Flixie?
Yeah.
How's it going, Flixie?
Um,
Welcome in.
yeah, that was an issue I had too. I tried to host custom games. This month has been forever. Not being able to play Splitgate. Well, I can. I just choose not to.
Yeah,
It's been rough, but whenever I did host custom games, I was trying to do one in the chamber, and I noticed I couldn't edit the weapons, and I was so mad about that, like not being able to do
yeah.
that. Like I wanted to try different
It
things.
was. I feel like it was a huge, crucial part of custom games in Splitgate 1 that it just feels like an empty void that's not in this current game. Like
The
custom
thing
games,
is like,
there was so many like
you can go ahead,
unique
Phoenix.
custom game modes that was created by the community that allow that flexibility of freedom to like change the predetermined weapons, and we just can't do that. We just have to hope they themselves creates it instead, and or they finally eventually make tweaks to the UI to allow that freedom, which I don't see them doing that anytime soon. So this is something we've been asking for over the past year now, and we just still don't got
The
it. So it's like, bro,
the thing that baffles me about the situation, right, is when you look at games previously, like that predates Splitgate 2 or Arena Reloaded at this point. I still call it Splitgate 2 because it's just Splitgate 2 in my mind, right? Like that's realistically
it's
what it
easier
is.
too. It's just easier to say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But every game that predates it has always had the option of changing guns for custom games. And even while we're sitting here being like, hey, we want this, the only thing that I think we've actually gotten from our feedback has been like glass. Like, I feel like that's all that we've gotten since then, if I'm not mistaken. Like,
I
sure,
was
we've had a few like
I was
custom
surprised to
game
find
options added,
glass.
but
So
yeah,
so for those who don't, who are not aware, we finally have a material for glass that just got
yeah.
added this season, and nobody even said anything about it. I
Th-
wish the
there,
devs said
there
something about it
was
because
there was like no
that's
patch
huge.
notes or
That's a
anything. Yeah, like
huge
we,
thing that we've asked for constantly, and we
yeah.
actually got it. It
Um,
was funny too, cause like I remember I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna check if there was any new materials." I checked. The first time I checked it, I didn't even see the glass. Like I didn't notice it was there. I must have accidentally passed through it. And like later that same day, I think Core pinpointed it out. He's like, "Hey, do you know about this? We found got glass material." I'm like, "Wait, what? I swore I just checked. We have glass."
yeah.
It's like,
Um,
holy, that's
but
huge.
it's like we it feels like we fought tooth and nail for glass specifically. But
Yeah,
when you look at the other custom game modes, something that probably should have already been there is still not there. Like, I don't know if there's just not enough people working on like the custom side of things or just on the game in general because like as far as we're aware there's a small team working on the lab, but the lab team is separate from the team that also does all the coding for custom games and then just game modes in general. And I don't exactly know why the devs can modify it but we as the community can't.
yeah,
I think that just goes
So
back to custom games in the lab. I just feel like don't get enough love as it deserves.
no.
I feel like they got so much potential for casual players to come through, and as I know people that I've had come play custom games that never played the game before, neither do they play now, but they would join for custom games because
I
I mean,
when it comes to Splitgate 1, even like after they announced like, "Hey, we're ending development," they still did a lot of things. At least like doing like official Discord events with our custom maps, right? Or like playable playlists within the game itself for custom made maps. I don't know why they're just not doing that. They're just first off, they actually have that for in-game custom playlists in the game for Splitgate 2, and they're like, nah, we're not gonna do that anymore. We'll just do one map per week and map pool like 20 plus maps. Is like, no, that's not what I want. I don't think anyone
yeah,
wants that.
they need a specific playlist. I think they need to
Yeah,
like really consider all the playlists or all the game modes that are actually being played and start wiping some game modes. I don't want them to do it, but like if we're not going to get any marketing and no like player population in the game, I think they need to start doing that.
I think they just gotta go
I
back to combining game modes and certain playlists, like how they did in Splitgate 1. Like in Splitgate 1, for example, they had like the objective playlist where it's like you will only be able to play Splitball, Domination, and like King of the Hill on. Now, I don't think they should add it without the whole map slash mode voting system. They need to bring that back as well because forcing people to play Splitball, but they don't want to play Splitball, it's like I don't know, man. It's like that would just
I
be
would
annoying.
I would really love to see like map voting the way they did it in Arena Royale and Arena, but I know I asked
That's gonna be tough.
yeah, I asked who was it? I think I asked Ian about it, and it was just kind of like one of those things that like it's just too much to do, but I would love to see that. I think that would be kind of cool cuz the one thing about Arena Royale that I love so much compared to Arena is just that interaction with people at that pre-game lobby. I think it's just so cool to like just interact with everybody.
Yeah.
I
Which
think it'd be cool.
I think I think what they just need to do, at least for Arena Rio, like first off, I don't know why they couldn't just like rebuild or like add on to that pre-game lobby. I mean, sure, it probably would take a lot of work, but at the very least, what they could have done was make it so like the 4 maps could possibly be randomized of the 5 maps, so like they wouldn't have to remove drought. I don't know why they couldn't just do that. Like if they couldn't just like expand it to include 5 maps, maybe they could have at least made it so like it randomizes the 4 of the 5. I think. I
And
think
every once in a while the drought gets thrown in there. Yeah, I
exactly.
agree.
I think that would please so much fans. And I feel like it would probably require so much less work than just like adding on to the pre-game map design itself.
I don't want to say it's laziness. I just feel like it's so rough, man, because this is what I keep preaching about. 1047 needs to confirm something with like the community about like how the state of this game is. Like the way they make it look with like season 2 and the video they put out, everything like that. It makes it feel like they're just giving up on the game.
Yeah.
And that's one of those many things that makes it feel like that.
And you want
And
you want
it's
I
you want
rough.
to know why it feels like that? Take a look at their social media like accounts like on Twitter, YouTube. What was the last thing they posted? Oh, we dropped season 2.
Yeah,
How long
pretty
ago
much.
was season 2? It's been almost a month now.
Not to mention before season 2 they were completely silent until season
Yes,
2 came out.
they're still pretty silent. It's like what's going on?
So one thing that really annoys me about this situation specifically is because now we're not only looking at Splitgate anymore. They
Yeah.
have something going else on in the background. We don't know what it is. I signed up for the playtest. I want to see what it is. So we'll see what it is eventually. But this comes back to a situation I've been in before. Bungie. When Bungie started Marathon, they almost completely or have completely abandoned Destiny. So the original Destiny update that we were supposed to get like last month was delayed until June because of Marathon. So Destiny for months has had no content at all.
Yeah.
It's had events going on, but those events are events that have happened for like 4 years now, and people are only go there for the new thing, get the new thing, and then dip. That's it. But the problem here is that unlike Destiny, which still has a decent amount of resources in it, and it's still getting updates, and at least it's going to get new content here pretty soon next month. Um, Splitgate feels like it didn't get anything. My biggest complaint about this season isn't about the map, like the lack of maps, or the fact that races are there. I think my biggest complaint about races is that they were the main focus point of said season.
Yeah.
It wasn't the maps. It was either races or it was the battle pass. Not even the power weapon was really like a main focus.
I
But then you compare Splitgate to another game, Call of Duty, which has a similar loadout system. Call of Duty releases 5 to 6 loadout weapons per a season, and we got no loadout weapons, which arguably would probably be the more interesting thing for you, Krosis, because you're the one doing the mastery camos, right? It's like arguably the one thing that I think most players would want would be more loadout weapons. Because think of it, you're putting out a power weapon, which is random on the map, right? So there's no guarantee that every map you're going to play on is going to have said power weapon. If you give players loadout weapons, on the other hand, everybody is going to be playing with that loadout weapon.
Yep, I agree.
So, where exactly is most of the resources going into? Are we going to be seeing it go mainly into the new game, which apparently they're in the works on, or are we just going to see
I
it go into more maps or power weapons?
I have a theory, and I think this is where like a lot of people are probably thinking as well, is that probably the main reason for like why they've gone silent is that they are probably knowingly know that they don't have very much going on for Splitgate moving forward as the time being while they work on this new game. And
Yeah.
I think that might be that also might be why when they did duels Arena Royale, like I swear, dude, they did not play that set. You play,
They didn't.
they play. If you play duels Arena Royale, it played bad. Like no one enjoyed that, right?
So,
I would feel like because like they say they played the game in the past, right? Like everybody in the team at least plays the game once a week, right? And it's usually like meaningful like play sessions, right? Like get feedback about the game. I would think they would have at least play tested that. I feel like they did not do that at all. And not only that, but like they used to do play tests for the community. Why couldn't they just at least do that with the community to get the set of feedback before they made that decision? Like that's
so
just
Exactly what I
bonkers to
said.
me.
the one thing that I don't understand, right? And I get wanting to be a multi-game studio, right? Like a lot of studios do that. Activision Tech, is my internet dying again? I think my
Yeah,
internet's
it
dying again.
is a bit. Yeah.
I'm seeing in the Discord bar shift. Um, Either way, if I can't get my point across, um, having 100 people in the studio is not enough for 2 game developments. So I don't recall how big 1047 is, but having at least 100 employees is not big enough to support 2 games.
Yeah.
Bungie can only do that because they are funded enough to be able to support more than 1 game. So it's just generally the problem is if there's 100 members and they're splitting the team in half, that means there's 50 working on the new game, there's 50 working on Splitgate.
It,
Now the bigger question is will that 50 be able to support Splitgate alone?
I I
Going off season 2, no.
I kind of understand the vision, but I also just feel like they're just constantly repeating the same stuff they've been doing in the past. It's like, oh,
With Splitgate 1.
it's
Right.
like even yeah, like Splitgate 1. Oh yeah, hey, we're relaunching Splitgate 1 from Arena Warfare to just Splitgate once a console update arrives with crossplay to generate more hype. They did that, right? And that was actually the peak of Splitgate, right? That's where most people have known what Splitgate was from that, right? And that was huge, right?
Right.
That was a success during that time, but the only issue was they were limited to the resources at the time because they were only like 10, like a dev team of like 10 people at the time, right? And they ran into the issue of like servers not supporting all these people, right? But
Right.
yeah, like I feel like they did not need it to make Splitgate 2 at all. Splitgate 1 was already freaking goated, in my opinion, and still is. This is not the offline state, of course. This how badly it was supported. Um, but I feel like they just give up on Splitgate 1 too soon to work on the new game, and I feel like they were giving up on Splitgate Arena Reloaded like the same way they did with Splitgate 1. They keep on relaunching or release a new game and hope to generate hype for their franchise, right? And that's
Yeah.
basically I feel like what they're doing right now, right? They're doing this new game or doing the development of this new game in hopes that it will also hype out Splitgate, which I think is probably their vision. Um, it's just like I don't know why they couldn't just put more effort into Splitgate because I don't know how hard it is for them to do certain tasks, right? And I don't know everybody's experience in the team that works in the game. But I do feel like sometimes like not everyone's heart is into the game at all. Like everyone who's got hired into the job, like not everyone is putting the heart and energy into what they're doing. I've had people say this in the past for me. It's like Phoenix, you do more in the game than a lot of the devs do. And guess what? I get paid nothing. These guys are getting paid in the company, so it's like
Yeah.
I feel like they could just put more effort, more heart into it. And I know there are a lot of devs that do that, but I don't know who you guys are. Just don't give up on Splitgate. It's all I'm saying, man. Because you guys have something
So
truly amazing. Just keep trying to work on it, right?
so here's my take on this, right? The problem is I forget which member of 1047 left with the statement, but it was one of the community managers or one of the community members that communicated with us and did a lot of things like that. He said he was leaving the company. And the reason was because he wanted to find a more stable job foundation outside of the gaming industry.
Oh yeah,
This is
that was
because
Jesse, right?
no, not Jesse.
Wait, no, not Jesse.
Um,
Fuck, what was his name? Because Jesse's Gryphon,
I
right?
yeah, Jesse's
Yeah.
Griffin.
Finest Ben.
No, not
No,
Finest
not
Ben.
Finest Ben.
We
We've had no official statement from Ben, and Ben
yeah.
has already said that he will not put out a statement, and he wishes the best for the team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know Finest Ben left the team on his own terms. Is all I know. I just don't know what
But
the reason is. No one knows.
yeah,
He
we
came in my
probably will
stream and told
never.
me.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Um, so, but when it comes down to that, remember he was like, the video game industry is a volatile industry, meaning that there is no guarantee you will keep your job. There is no
Yeah.
guarantee you are going to get paid. There is no guarantee you're going to be successful.
Right.
So he straight up left the industry. There was no reason for him to stay, especially when he has a family that he needs to,
Yeah.
support in the whole 9 yards. And I think that is kind of what we are seeing. The problem is that this industry is way too damn volatile for Splitgate, unfortunately. And it's not only Splitgate. You look at other games like High Guard, for example. High Guard wasn't around for at least a month before it disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't think you can even play High Guard anymore because it was online only
Yeah.
game. So High Guard is in the grave, less than a month than a release. It just comes down to like if you are going to create a game and you want it to be successful, and if the devs have the hearts to continue developing the game, you need to put all coins on black and then go for this game's success. You cannot just develop a game. You cannot leave that game to rot and just go develop another one.
Yeah.
There have been a ton of MMOs which are very small depending on like where they're published from and stuff like that. Like I think it's a Aura Kingdom, I believe it is. So basically Aura Kingdom had like its original base version, right? Everybody poured their support into this game. It was alive for I think nearly a decade, and at some point they completely closed it down and essentially relaunched it like years later. And everybody kind of came to the realization of, oh, it was a scam. They scammed us because we put
Yeah.
so much money into this game just for them to then shut it down and give it back to us with slightly better graphics. That's kind of what I'm looking at Splitgate like right now. Because realistically, we can put money into the game, but we'll never see very much back, right? Um,
Yep.
and that's kind of how it feels right now. So
I feel like at this point the only way 1047 can be successful. Again, I understand the reasoning for the new game, right? And I do think it's necessary. It has to happen, right? But you can't work on this new game, while just abandoning Splitgate. Because when you do that, your entire audience that loves Splitgate, a grand majority of them are just not going to support the new game moving forward, and it's gonna like basically let everyone know too that like 1047 has this habit of constantly just abandoning projects halfway in just to work on a new project. So what reason you think this new game they're not going to just abandon halfway in and do to just constantly repeat the cycle, right? Like you have to put more effort into it. You can't just abandon your past projects while working on a new one, because then
so
it's just gonna it's just gonna not give players the hope that you're going to actually keep this game live long enough to be worthwhile, in my opinion. So
For me,
they have to try focus both. And I know that's a very hard task, but I feel like that's the reality they have to do. But what do you guys think?
for me personally, I've already made the decision myself. If they work on this new game and they completely abandon Splitgate, I will not support 1047 anymore.
Yeah,
I refuse to go through this back and
I'm
forth
in the same boat.
relationship with 1047 like I've done with like Halo and COD, like all these games. Like I sit there and try to care for these games and then just get, it just turns out to be a shit relationship in the end of it all. So
Yeah,
I just refuse to support if they're gonna abandon their baby. I mean, Splitgate is their baby. They started with Splitgate 1, and then now we have Splitgate 2, Arena Reloaded, whatever you want to call it. If they abandon it, then that just shows me their intentions right there that they just don't really give a shit about the game. So
yeah.
I think Splitgate
They
has too much potential to abandon for a new game.
and if they do decide to abandon Splitgate, then that makes it seem like they don't care about their audience that help build their franchise, right? So
uh, the thing is again, I just don't think they have enough employees to really support both
I don't think
games
they do either.
simultaneously.
yeah, I don't either. Again,
That
it's a very like tough
the
decision,
the only way
but
that I can see them supporting both games if they bring on like a metric ton of like new devs.
yeah,
But considering that we've seen layoffs and people leave the company from whatever means, whether or not that is on their own terms or something else, they don't have enough employees coming into the studio or into the company to be able to support both.
yeah,
So, one way or another, it they have to come to a point to either A, support Splitgate, or again, like Phoenix is saying, completely drop it in general. But realistically, the community, if they decide to drop Splitgate, we will never let them like, live that down.
no,
We will never let them do that.
The general public won't either because after Splitgate 2's launch and the whole Summer Games Fest shit that happened and everything like
yep,
that, there's a huge negative, you know, uh, outlook on the game already. So if the game dies and they come out saying they're working on a new title, people are just gonna shit on them for that too, being like, "Oh,
yep.
so here you are, you're working on a new title because Splitgate failed like we said it would." So they're in a really rough spot, but I think Splitgate's the answer to me. That's just me, but I don't think they have the resources nor the time to be working on a new game.
No, not at all. Because
They
again,
also only had one season of the relaunch, and now they're already working on another game. Like, guys,
I feel like this decision was actually made a lot sooner and they just barely came out with the information, to be honest.
yeah,
I feel like after Splitgate 2, I think is whenever they made that decision.
the thing is like again, I said it earlier. The only reason that Bungie, but again, Bungie has always been a studio that has always been focused on one game. Again, for example, of OG Bungie days, we've always had Halo. Halo has always been kind of Bungie's old school single franchise sort of game. And then came Destiny soon after with their collaboration with Activision. You know, Destiny went on for 10 years plus now. Like that's how old Destiny is. From Destiny 1 to current Destiny 2. It's I think pushing 11 years. But the only reason they're able to support or even start development of another game is because A, they're being invested heavily into, and they've made a metric fuck ton of money from Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Because like keep in mind, for hardcore Destiny players, they're paying $100 per year for the expansions alone.
Yep.
And that's a lot of money just for an expansion. When you look at something like Final Fantasy, which is another MMO, it's only 60, 50, maybe $40 per like year, if not more. So I just don't think they have enough money to support both games. Like I'm sorry to say it. Like
Yeah.
I just don't
I
have
mean,
that
yeah,
hope.
yeah, it's fair. Again, I feel like they're in like a possible situation, but like again, if you abandon Splitgate without at least trying to keep it going, still, it's not gonna look good as on the company as a whole.
Roscoe brought up a good point in chat. I don't know if you want to talk about it or
Yeah,
not, but
the
it's
MP
something.
the MVP program is a disaster. Like,
It's
Yeah.
insane to me
I
the amount of people that I see that are so passionate on Splitgate that don't have MVP. It's insane
Mick
to me. And then there's people that don't play Splitgate that are still MVPs. It makes no sense.
I will mention I'm not gonna mention who said this, but someone raised a point to me like a few days ago. So this is mainly a theory. Their theory is the reason why they don't have a lot of these people. They're like obviously qualify for MVP program, right? Is based on what something they saw a dev said was basically they are they already know they were gonna do content on the game already. So why give them like a treat for like being on the program or something? And to me,
That's
that sounds bizarre, and that makes it
That's just wild.
that makes me feel like taking it for granted if that's the case. Again, I don't know if that's
Yeah.
true, because like I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of right. MVP program or not, I was still making content and focusing the game so long the game was good, right? But like, bro, I I pride myself being part of the MVP program in the first game, and it did beat me up sometimes that I just wasn't part of it anymore, and I don't know why they don't have me on there anymore. It's like, bro,
So you're one of those that got removed too?
I was part of it in the
yeah,
first game, yeah. Coma was as
I was
well.
too.
Yep.
So was Yeti. Yeti was talking about that too.
Coma.
Yeah, there's
Okay, so Yeti's situation is different. We didn't get removed from the MVP program in the middle of it. We're still part of the Splitgate One MVP program. They just stopped doing anything with it like forever ago, right?
so
For whatever
essentially
reason,
Splitgate 1
Yeti,
MVP program was defunct.
for whatever
That's essentially
reason,
what happened.
Yeti got like removed like outright without like. I mean, I think they eventually stated why to him, but it was never really
He
publicly
said he
stated
doesn't
what.
know.
Yeah,
He's told me he doesn't
yeah.
even know.
He said that for a while. I was trying to stick up for him for a while and was trying to get the bottom of it, and all that resorted was me getting muted in the MVP Discord for like a day. So I was like, oh hi, okay.
But like
What's up, Demir?
I can't go into very many details when it comes down to the MVP program because obviously there's a lot of names involved. But while we were in the MVP program, there was a lot of shifting in the 1047 structure of like how they communicate with us.
Yeah, there was
We went
there was like
through
3 or 4 different like MVP managers we went through, and just a
yeah,
span of like 6 months,
and
by the way.
yeah, and then at one point we had a MVP program manager come in and said, "Oh, we're redoing the entire like structuring of the MVP program. We're gonna have better like benefits. We're gonna have more stuff for you guys to do." And then sometime later, he leaves the company, and then someone new comes in and replaces him. So we're like, "So is this rework happening, or what's going on?" And then
So much questions
eventually
unanswered.
sometime before Splitgate 2 came out, they had a meeting being like, this entire program that we currently have for Splitgate 1 is no longer going to function. You guys will no longer have benefits unless you are a Splitgate 2 MVP. And when those MVPs went live for Splitgate 2, I think a majority of us did sign up for it. The only thing is some of the bigger creators and more, popular ones got the spot compared to me or Phoenix, that didn't. I actually didn't even get a reply on my application.
I
I
didn't
submitted
either.
my application immediately whenever they first went live, and I still to this day haven't got a reply. In fact, you can
They
go watch one of Jay Bowen's videos where I made a comment on Jay Bear's one of Jay Bear's like tweets or something, and I was like, and I said that exact thing, and it's actually featured on Jay Bowen's video. So I
I
don't know what's up.
I think it was also stated in the actual application itself that like map creators were like had the capability or qualification to be part of the program too. Guess what? Not a single person in the map building community is an MVP. Not a single
That's
one.
wild to
It's
me.
all just content creators who at least have like people that watch them on Twitch. That's basically it.
And it's
That's
not even like
crazy.
massive content creators, right?
Yeah,
Like I
some of
don't
them are
really
like with like
consider
5
Micah.
viewers, right?
Yeah, like they're not massive by any means, and that's not to take away from what they've achieved, right? But they're no like 100 subs or anything like that. Like I know Machiavelli pulls a decent amount of like
I again,
viewers, but
I don't want to say who's qualifies and who doesn't for the program that are on it, right? But I have done some research to see what what's so different for them compared to me for why I'm not qualified. And one of the statistics I looked up was playtime, right? How much time have they played in the game? I'm not gonna call them out, but by name, but some of these players have like 100 hours or less of playtime with Splitgate 2. Why are they on the program and I'm not? Who's already at like 1,000 plus? It's like what the heck,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like where's the fairness in that system?
Yo, Roscoe, let me in that, bro. I want in that Q&A.
Yeah,
um,
But yeah, it's
yeah.
it's wild, man. This game is in such a state that I don't. It's across everybody across the board too. Like the whole community, everybody's just like in this state of like, what is next for this game? Like, what is gonna happen? And that is such a shitty state to be in. And the fact that they don't do anything to talk about it or anything is just beyond me. It's wild.
yeah.
Like, if you truly care for Splitgate and care for your community, why are you not trying to do something for it? It's just insane to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think even so, like even if you're part of the MVP program, what is the perks of being on the program? So far, from what I've noticed, they don't really have like any perks within the program. So why does it even exist to begin with? Is the question.
Recognition, I guess.
The
Someone
only
to act
They
like
thing,
that.
they hardly get any recognition for it either. They don't advertise about their MVPs. Their
True.
MVP tournaments they've done, the past 2 MVP tournaments they've done, they did little to like no advertisement on them at all.
yeah. So they posted the announcements of the tournaments the day of like the tournament. We had no like previous heads up that the tournaments were even
Arena
happening. They were like, "Oh yeah, this
Talking
is
about the Arena
happening today."
Royale.
By the way,
Arena Royale had no mention on their Twitter.
Yeah, like
Their 4v4 that did on the day
so.
of, but not their Arena Royale one.
So when they relaunched Splitgate 2, they had two MVP tournaments. Roscoe was saying it in chat with 5K USD prize pool. 80% were there for the money to give a fuck about the game, or didn't give a fuck about the game. Meanwhile, the random motherfuckers pulling community tournaments for free because we're starving for comp. But essentially, these MVP tournaments had no previous like heads up for them. So what happened was day of tournament, they then posted the announcement in the official Discord being like, "Hey, this is happening by the way." In fact, it was so late that they posted, I think a Phoenix noticed one of the announcements that he missed like a good portion of the tournament or didn't catch it at all.
I didn't catch the
So
4v4 tournament at all. I didn't know what was happening.
like what's exactly the point here of giving us, these MVP tournaments if you're not going to advertise them at all,
Yeah.
and let the community
I
watch.
I at least covered um the Arena Royale one because at least I heard about that through Jangudo. If I didn't hear about that through Jangudo, I probably wouldn't even know if it happened. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
but yeah, I did a stream where I was like doing like a watch party. I was trying to like watch as many streams as I could for like the Arena Royale tournament. But yeah, they
I
also
think they
just
should do.
they
Go
also
ahead, my bad.
they also just didn't explain the rules of the Arena Royale tournament, like how it worked or anything like that either. So I was like,
There's no,
bro,
there's no talent.
I think they really should like. I feel like for them to really help the game out in a way that is free and beneficial to all parties involved is to really like do more community events, man. Like just anything, like from map creators such as yourselves, or like Arena Royale tournaments, or just fun custom games. Just like a bunch of like community things that they can post up on to their Twitter and on everything, just like free labor from the community to promote the game for free, basically, like
yeah.
just posting it at least. I just don't understand why they don't try to take advantage of the people that are super passionate about their game. It just makes no sense to me.
I think the main thing that you were saying while we're in the ad break is like I think the only reason why we're not MVPs because again I think they just went back on the whole thing where like okay we're not gonna do map builders in the program anymore because it would make sense there isn't any of us in it so I don't know why they
I don't think
Because
wouldn't do it though.
MVPs are even cared for at all. I don't even think they have anybody tracking it, caring, talking to MVPs at all.
Yeah,
I think
that's what I'm
this
saying. Like it doesn't even seem like the MVPs are other than just
it,
them basically they basically just give them like they give them two tournaments, right? And like Roscoe said, like so like 80% of them were there for the money. They didn't really give a fuck about the game. I mean that wasn't the point I was gonna say, but yeah,
it just
like
but
doesn't
I
make
mean, we've had a lot of them on the podcast. Like we've had Jang, we've had
yeah,
God Particle.
I think every MVP program at the very least that was on our podcast was at least deserving of the spot. They've done a lot for the game. And I've discussed what
Yeah.
they've done. I've asked them about the stuff they've done in the game too. I'm not saying like, oh, just because you're not on the podcast, you're not deserving. No, it's just that this these people that are on the podcast are usually people I already knew in the community, and was like it was easier for me to reach out than like let's say Krosis, which I didn't know anything about. So, but yeah, I'm
Oh.
happy you're here by the way, Krosis. Like, it's
I appreciate it.
good conversations we've been having.
Appreciate it,
But
man.
yeah, I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, when it comes down to it, again, like I said during the ad break, it's like I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed in the way that the MVP program was handled. Like I don't hope bad on the current MVPs. I hope they, continue to do their thing. I don't have like a problem with them. I still respect, God Particle, Jang, Machiavelli. I've had talks with a few of them. They're good people, so
Yep.
I at least want them to continue rolling, keep their ball going. Um, but it just doesn't feel right in the way that 1047 has really treated like some of the old MVPs, and then you know
It was.
at this and now this point the community.
It
So
wasn't. To be honest with you, it wasn't that great in Splitgate 1 either. But
it
Splitgate 1 at
it
least
wasn't
had.
great. Yeah.
Splitgate 1 at least had the ability to have like a spray in the game or something. Or like
Yeah.
or had a career program where they were able to get some income from split coin purchases and stuff like that, right? To my knowledge,
Yeah. We
they
had
don't.
like creator
To
codes.
my knowledge, they don't really got like any of that for Splitgate 2. Oh wait, no,
No.
they do have a few cosmetics. I forgot about that. I think they have like a
They
charm.
they yeah, they have a unique MVP spray, which it's like a global MVP spray. So you
Yeah, but
can't
like
they don't have like their
they don't
own.
have anything unique to them though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't
But
have their own unique sprays or anything, yeah.
another thing that was
Roscoe,
just
shut the fuck up.
another thing that was just weird is that they put Coma. They added Coma to the program. And wasn't it like 5 days later you had like your very first meeting, and they're like, "Yeah, we're ending development of Splitgate 1." What's
Yeah, so okay.
That's
So
wild.
this is the story. So I submitted an application of Splitgate, and then I think at one point I had one of my maps featured. Um that map being featured, and even though I applied, they said I did not make the cut. I then applied later, made the cut, but I think the day of or the day after I got into the MPP server and program, they hosted the meeting about where they announced they were stopping development. So I kind of sat there being like, then what exactly did I join for?
your very first
Yeah,
meeting?
that's wild.
You essentially just cucked me in a way, right? It's like that's the only way I could really describe it. You brought me into this program just to say effectively the program that I was joining is dying. And I mean, like I was there. I still had like, I got my spray and stuff in the game. Even to I think to this day you could still go
Yeah.
and put my spray, in spray code into Splitgate 1 and, use my spray, but what exactly was the point of pulling anyone new in at that point? Because like if they were to deny me and then put the announcement out that they were making a new game, I would have understood it, right? It's like, oh, okay, so they're not just not accepting any more applications. But they brought me into it still.
Yeah, it's
So,
wild.
but I mean, it's like sometime after that, I actually had Bounty featured in Splitgate 1. Like I was literally told in the email, I think from Indo, I think who was still the one of the community members at the time, that Bounty would be featured in the game. Well, his words were Bounty was going to be put into the game, which meant a few things to my mind, but I figured that it would just be featured because by be put into the game, it almost sounds like they're going to be actually adding it as a fully supported mode, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I hope not, but it's like, I still want to be credited to some degree. And if you're going to put my mode into the game, at least you're going to have to pay me something to, you know, get it out of me.
I don't even think
Um,
Yeah.
they feature Bounty very often. As a playlist. It was
they
mostly survival brawl and paintball. I feel.
they featured it twice as far as I'm aware. They
Yeah, I
featured
think
it
it was only
one
twice.
time and then yeah, and then they reran it. Which granted, a lot of people, found Bounty hit or miss sometimes depending on like,
Yeah.
players,
What was the game
mods
mode?
and stuff like that. So Bounty was my own unique take on neutral flag. So you know how in
Oh,
neutral flag game modes where it's kind of like is I guess everything froze there for a second.
Oh, did it?
Um, I don't know if y'all can still hear me or something.
I hear you.
Y'all's
No,
You're
we
good.
cameras are
we hear
freezing
you.
on my end. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, but Bounty was a neutral flag game mode where usually in neutral flag you have to battle over the flag and bring it back to your base.
Mhm.
Well, Bounty was different. Bounty was a neutral flag game mode where both teams are fighting over the flag, but both teams return the flag to the same extraction point or the same score point. So essentially, it kind of becomes this game of escort where one teammate carries the flag. You have to defend that teammate as far as you can to extraction point, and then, like, say if you're really close to extraction, if your entire team falls, then the enemy team can get the reward or the score instead. So it was kind of almost like this tug of war battle over a flag. And I mean, there were unique things that we did with the game mode, like Leviathan being one of the biggest more popular, I think, maps that I
Oh, I
had
could see that.
um where it was almost like floating off the edge. And when you're outside going towards the extraction point, it was kind of like a Y shape kind of like area. So it would come down ramps and then it like filters into one like platform for the score. And because it was floating over like, water, for example, a lot of people would throw the flag off the map to prevent like
Reset.
the enemy team from scoring and then reset the flag back to where it started.
Yeah.
um, and we played quite a bit of Bounty and like Super Customs whenever Cyber and them still hosted that. Like Bounty was really popular in terms of like the custom game side of things. And I really wish I could, bring it back one way or another, but there's no easy way I can do that right now.
That
Firecracker.
actually sounds like a fun game mode.
The
Where
way you,
is
the,
Capture the Flag, by the way?
the way you did with Firecracker kind of worked, but it was also just kind of like it was like janky, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't see that be as fun on Firecracker, to be honest.
Well, you can customize a lot of things about Firecracker, and basically what Koma did was he made it so like when you plant, it basically like instantly plants because that's like something you can customize within the settings.
I
Yeah.
see. Still feel like
So
that doesn't give the same aspect
No, it
as like
doesn't.
carrying a flag,
no.
though.
Yeah, it
Oh.
doesn't.
Especially since like the good thing about Splitgate 1 Capture the Flag was you couldn't portal with the flag. That was the issue, right? Like the issue that I have with Firecracker is you can portal with the Firecracker, and I really don't like that balance in ID. I
Yeah.
could theoretically do Splitball, but the issue with Splitball is that you can steal balls from the scoring post. But the problem about the scoring post is I can't make it isolated into a neutral post or like a neutral plate.
Yeah.
So it's kind of defunct from there. So I'm
Can
just
you
kind of out of
stack it?
option.
Can
You
you?
can you can, but think of it. If you're on like one team and you toss it into like the stacking area, right? Then it goes into the issue of which goal is it actually going to go into. Like, is it going to go
Oh yeah,
into?
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So now with capture the flag, I didn't have that issue because in capture the flag, I just stacked both score points on
Yeah.
one location.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, in Splitgate 1, we actually never had that capability until later. In Splitgate 1, we actually had two capture points, but we couldn't overlap them because of whatever issues.
Koma,
And then later they did that.
Koma, if you think about it, we were basically effectively we're doing game development within Splitgate
Yeah,
1.
yeah.
Like
I mean,
we build game modes, we build maps for them, and not only that, but the devs actually ate it up and feature it quite a bit.
yeah,
And now,
n-
if you do that in Splitgate Arena Reloaded, so far
You
there's
really
nothing
can't.
there's nothing that states that they're going to do that at all. It's
yeah.
it's
And
like
So
also,
it's like I don't have as much motivation to make maps in this game like I did in Splitgate 1. Because at least they did something for it, right? In Splitgate 1. I feel like
yeah,
they don't really, you know, they don't really use the community made maps really, like Harley at all in Splitgate 2 for like anything.
I think also like I feel like, for instance, with like Halo, I feel like for game mode and maps, I feel like they're both got to be on an even playing field. I feel like with Splitgate Arena Reloaded right now, I feel like maps have more things that you can do with it than game modes do. I feel like there's not enough game modes and there's not enough customization for the game modes to be special.
Yeah.
I mean, every single game mode that they featured for like events and everything have been mediocre game modes. It hasn't been anything like really crazy or fun. It's just been simple changes to the gameplay. So I feel like they really do need to do something about the game mode editing and have more game modes. At least if you're not going to do it in matchmaking, like capture the flag and stuff, I would in custom games at least. And then later, if something pops off to where it's like super popular in customs, then you can add it into a featured playlist. I want to
Apart
see Headhunter. I think Headhunter would be fun too if you
apart
guys know that game mode.
apart from graffiti too, like all these game modes we had events for are just redone game modes we already had in the first game. So it's like
Yeah.
there's not there's not enough originality into these new game modes, and I don't really see that happening much anymore too. Because wasn't Fines Ben like the go-to game mode guy, and now he's no longer on the team?
Yep.
So now what are they gonna do
Um,
for game modes?
the I want to go back to like the whole idea of what you were saying, Phoenix, of like how we were basically doing game design and all that stuff. Halo takes that to a whole nother level. And I know you've dabbled a little bit in Halo, but I know you've also kind of like you were a little bit curious on how the scripting worked, but you didn't get too heavily into it.
Yeah,
There are so many teams in Halo Infinite that go through and just make their own game modes from the scripting alone. Because when
yeah.
you look at like
I've
some of the
seen
Halo game modes,
what Ocom was doing. Like
yeah, the
I've seen
Warzone stuff.
I've seen videos of that, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah, yeah. So it's basically Halo 5 Warzone built from the ground up and that's tough because that's a
Yeah,
lot of scripting. And as far as I'm aware, from what I think they said, that they've maxed out the scripting budget. They can no longer continue to add to Warzone because they've added so much already.
that's crazy.
Um, and I mean, like that doesn't even scratch the surface. There are people who did like Call of Duty Zombies in like style for like Halo Infinite, and that's like an entire thing. They have like completely like modular, so they can take it to another map and like completely. There are I think there's more time sunk into these custom maps and modes in Halo Infinite than there is more time probably spent modeling and animating a weapon in Halo Infinite. That's how much time a lot of these like map creators and level designers put into those maps.
Yeah,
Yeah, they definitely need scripting on the game for y'all.
I mean
I don't know if I could ever get into scripting. Not
they,
for me.
they need a lot of things.
They do
True.
need a lot of things. Whether or not scripting will be one of them, it would be a very long term thing for them to work on. I can't see them just unless it's a very simple version. I can't see them just dropping it, just casually on an update.
Yeah.
Um, like Halo 5 scripting was so simple. Like it, everything wasn't like visually laid out like Infinite was. Like Infinite had like boxes where it was like, if player action happens, then this thing, and you can like connect everything visually. But in Halo 5, it was like, here's this thing, and it's like you set channel, and then if channel is on, then do certain thing. It's like there was a lot of like there was less visual indication of what was going on besides just trial and error.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
but if they do it, they'll do it at some point. How they are gonna do it, I don't know, and how they're gonna limit it, I don't know because I couldn't imagine them allowing portal cubes and portal walls to like move. I'm sure that's gonna break something. So
That
who
would be
knows?
awesome though. That
no,
could be
I
cool
don't think
for a
it's ever
racist
happening.
course.
So
There's so much potential with the game, man. It really
Yeah,
is. It's just them putting their minds to it and actually doing it is
I
what's confusing right now.
I want to add in case like anyone that's new is watching too. We all love the series, right? And we're very enthusiastic for it. Uh, but we're just disappointed with like how everything's been handled lately, and that's why we're just talking very critically about the game, right? So, because we want the game to be good, we want the game to be great, right? So we have a lot of
It's so
memories, we have a lot of enjoyment we had in the past with not just Splitgate 1, but even this game, right? The current one. So
I find it funny because like Splitgate 2 beta, whenever I was playing it, I was like, dude, they're doing everything so right. They're so communicative. They're doing just everything I would love to see from a studio. They're doing so good. And then Splitgate 2 drops. Me personally didn't have a problem with it, but it dropped and a lot of people had a lot of issues in like the general eye of the public. And the battle royale was kind of buggy and there were some other bugs in the game and stuff like that, but it just like as a general thing they kind of dropped the ball with Splitgate 2. Then we were in a dead state and then they started doing play tests. I was like, man, they're doing really good on these play tests. They're really caring. They're trying their best and they're really doing good. Splitgate Arena Reloaded drops. Great launch. At least it felt like a great launch. Arena Royale came in. Arena Royale was really good. And then now it's just we're in this like they dropped the ball state again. That's what it feels like to me. It's just like I don't understand where their heads are at and what their goals are, but I really don't. I still stand by this. I don't think working on a second game is the right decision right now, unless
I
they've
can
been
see
working on
that.
this second game for like ever, and it's going to pop the fuck off to the point that Splitgate gets recognized and actually gets love for it. That's the only way. But other than that, I
See,
don't see it helping their case at all.
and that just goes back to communication. I just wish they can talk more on that. Like, what is their plans? What is their intentions with the new game? What is their intentions
Yep.
of Splitgate moving forward? They haven't mentioned anything about that yet. So it's like it just makes everybody worried that like they just given up on Splitgate at this point because they just have not said anything.
Yep. That's why I keep saying they really need to come out and actually like talk with the community instead of doing this silent bullshit that they're doing.
Yeah.
It's not helping reassure anybody's, intentions on playing the game. Like some people probably have already dropped out of the game because they just don't see this game going anywhere, especially after talking about a second game.
I
I'm sure there's plenty of people that dropped out.
of the day they actually start talking about it, I'm probably not gonna like anything they have to say regardless, but it's at least better than saying nothing, right?
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
100%. Sad, man. It's sad. This is why I took a month break because I was tired of taking this shit
Yeah.
personally and caring so
I
much.
feel you, man. It's you've put a lot of heart and soul into something, and it, yeah, it's just, it's rough.
I mean, me personally, like on all my like socials and my Twitch and everything, like yeah, like I want it to grow, but I care more for the game and its well-being than I care about any of my shit growing from the game right now. I want to see the
Yeah.
game succeed because I truly love the game and see so much potential and enjoy it. And like I said, I haven't felt the way I feel about Splitgate about an arena shooter since Halo Reach, really, to be honest. Like Modern Warfare 3, Halo Reach days for me.
Halo Reach was my favorite Halo of the whole lot.
Same. I had the most memories on Halo Reach.
Yeah, I do too. But
So
I think I technically had
I
the most
just,
memories with 3 and 2, but Reach was like at the point where like I felt like the gameplay was the best.
by the way, if you guys are curious, the reason why I bring up Halo so much is because I grew up with Halo from the age of 2 with LAN parties and everything.
I'm the same
So,
way. I don't blame you.
so anything that like I'm always gonna refer to Halo just because that's a big part of my life as well, even though I don't play it
It's
anymore.
it's just the
I
case that
still have
Halo is
the
just the easiest one to compare with Splitgate.
I still have the
True.
memory like it was like yesterday. I was like 10 years old and like it happened to be in like a gamer lounge. There was Halo 2 LAN parties going on in there. and it was like the first interaction I had in like a voice chat setting, and like I was just instantly getting shitted on. Everybody like be like, "Shut the fuck up, kid! Shut the hell up!" and shit like that. Cause like I was so young when it happened.
What's y'all's fondest memories of Splitgate?
I
I
remember
already
this is
listed
kind
mine.
of yeah, I remember this is kind of like our with
I
some
got a
of our
lot of
old
them.
introduction stuff. But I mentioned before it was probably having my username put on the Hall of Fame.
Yep, that's
That
up
that
there
was
too.
always the big one. But I think another one was probably just having Bounty featured. Um, because it's one thing to have a game like a map featured, right? Like you can shrug off a map being featured. It's a cool achievement, don't get me wrong, but you can always like, you know, do better like the next time you feel like. And I think at the time of Bounty being featured, I think I kind of perfected Bounty at that point. Bounty had been in development for 2, 3 years, like prior to actually me pulling over into Splitgate, because originally Bounty was a Halo 5 game mode. I was working on the guy who taught me level design. So everything that I've learned from him and him helping me develop Bounty and the foundations was pulled directly over into Splitgate. And even whenever I showed it to him and he eventually actually he was working with 1047 for a short time. Phoenix knows this. Phoenix has met him before. Um Dyer worked with 1047, did a little bit of level design, and I don't know how far that went, but um but yeah, it was to a point to where it's like I felt proud of sorts because, it was my own unique game mode. It was something that, I thought of and I got featured in the game, which is really cool. So,
Yeah,
I can see that. I can see a game mode feeling great to be featured.
yeah.
I definitely think I got like a big high of like praise for being on the MVP program. Not just not wait not on that. Sorry, not the MVP program. Yes, I did really enjoy the fact I got on the MVP program, but what I'm trying to say is the whole Hall of Fame. That's the point I'm trying to get right now. The Hall of Fame itself was the fact that you have like your name like immortalized in the map. Like was very I don't know how to explain it, but like the devs basically like show like recognition into your efforts of from the first game
Yeah.
basically, right? And
Yeah.
they put the extra mile to even include you in a part of their game like for its legacy basically, right? And I feel like that like started me into like making a lot of videos at that time for Splitgate. Again, the reason why I don't make a lot of videos nowadays, well, technically I do make a lot of videos, but it's not on my main channel anymore. It's all working for the Splitgate Architects community. So, but yeah, I feel like that jump started me because that was when I first started really getting like crazy into video editing. I feel not video editing, but like actual videos, right? I think like before
Content
that,
creation.
yeah, I think before that for like YouTube videos, it was mostly like, "Hey guys, I'm opening 150 split drops. Let's see what I get," or something like that, right? So it was
That's awesome, man.
it was surreal.
Yeah, I mean, I've always done YouTube before the whole Hall of Fame thing, but Splitgate, it was Splitgate and Destiny. Although Destiny has always performed better for me when it comes down to like content creation side of things. Um, but the thing I like the most about, just content creation is I liked the educational side of video games, like teaching players how to do new things. I think that came more obvious when I came down to like a lot of my map creator videos were about kind of teaching people how to make maps, like what are the fundamentals of how to make maps, like what are things you should keep an eye out for, how big should you make your maps. Um, and that's like my style of like video creation. Even to this day, that like some of my newer videos that I put out more recently are still, educational content to some degree for games, like basic guides or stuff like that. Um, but being part of like an educational style like teaching way, there's only so much I can do, especially in terms of Splitgate. Sure, I could do like portal route videos, but there have already been people who have mastered portal routes far better than I have that already do that, right? You can go watch Machiavelli, and Machiavelli will just playing the game like what you would feel casually, right? They would, learn it that way.
Yeah.
So, um, Roscos is teaching people is godlike behavior. I love doing that shit. I've
I do
always
too.
loved I always love
Great.
helping, like either helping players or teaching players. In Destiny, I loved, randomly joining raid teams that I don't know anyone in and helping them get clears and helping them learn the mechanics, of like raids, because you have a sense of pride in knowing that you can push players past something that they're possibly stuck on, right? Like I've joined teams where they've been sitting here at this boss for like literally 2 to 3 hours in Destiny, and they're like, "We can't do this." And I'm like, "Yeah, you can. You just really have to like execution, right? Like that's kind of like what it is." So yeah. Roscoe says top three best tips for beginners: one, teabag Krosis; two, massive report Phoenix; and three, send $100 to Coma because he's goaded.
That's
I'll
funny.
take that.
Why am I
Um,
getting teabagged? What the fuck?
well, to be fair, Phoenix is being mass reported, so I don't
Yeah.
know if that's much better.
Yeah, why am I getting
Uh,
why am I getting reported?
um, but yeah, I don't know. Like that's my sort of like style when it comes down to like, making content. And for Destiny, that's so much easier because like every season there was new things to like build craft and stuff like that. And unfortunately, Splitgate is not like that for me. Like I can only do so much within map creator or, I mean, I'm not much of a racer. I'm not much that of a pro player. I can only do so much on that side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Talking with you guys makes me want to get back, like, makes me want to get my Forge shit over to Splitgate. It makes me want to start actually map creating. I haven't done it in so long.
Yeah.
I mean, we're always here. I mean, Phoenix always reaches out to me for, help for some stuff. Sometimes I'm not always free and I'm busy doing other things, but
Yeah.
um it's like I'm always around to aid whoever if someone needs feedback or wants me to look at something, all it
I
does
didn't
is
know
take a
you were always
message.
around. I thought you disappeared. I haven't seen you in so long.
So
He's he's
it's like
he's
I don't
he's just
I
chilling in the
don't work for
background.
anything. Yeah, I'm always lurking. Like if there's something going on in the Splitgate Architect stuff and it's like something I need to moderate, then I'll moderate it. Like someone recently asked where the tourney signups were and I pointed them towards that. Um but and like sometimes I'm off just playing other games because, like since Splitgate doesn't have my attention, I just turn my attention elsewhere. It's like I've found other friend groups and other games and I'm like playing Peak and Repo with them, It's like I'm just doing other things realistically. But
Which
if anyone needs to reach out, they just shoot me a message.
which is 1047's fault, by the way. 100%. They ain't doing
Somewhat.
anything for the game, dude. There ain't nothing going
Well,
on.
here's the thing. I get burned out really easily. I think Phoenix probably knows this a lot. I get burned out after playing stuff like quite a bit, like consistently. I don't know how people can do it because like I have people that I play Destiny with who are still playing Destiny consistently, daily to this day. And I don't know how they do it because I burned myself out less than a year ago on Destiny. And keep in mind, I played Destiny 2 for 7 years straight, practically. The only times I took breaks were to go play Halo 5, which was the current Halo at like still around at the time. But I don't know how people could sit there and play Call of Duty for 2 to 3 years straight. New COD every year. And more power to you if you have the will and you have the entertainment to do so. But personally, I can't do it. I have to swap games. Like, I love Warframe, but I can't sit on Warframe for a year straight. I just can't do it. Eventually, like, I'm to a point in Warframe where I've grinded out a lot of stuff. Like, I'm to a point where it's like I'm hitting my limits on how much like I can grind out and how much I can progress because there's daily stuff limits in Warframe. So, um, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of like how and where I am when it comes down to games in general. It's just I burn myself out too easily.
Yeah, Splitgate's not the only game I play. I mean, lately I've been playing a lot of Slay the Spire too, for example. So,
If I had mastery camos introduced in the season 2, I'd definitely still be playing Splitgate, but no.
It's
okay,
staring
I
No
into the
new
I
soul of the
weapons.
camera for
I
that one.
I don't want us to like go like too huge into it since we do want to wrap up soon. But why can't we just
Yeah.
have like the mastery camo just be like whatever color you want? Like, why is it green? That doesn't make sense to
I
me.
so here's I remember I was talking to Krosis about this one time, and here's my pitch. So you have like the Pearlium, and then you have the fuck is the green one called? Tri
Isotromic.
Isotromic or yeah.
I know it, trust me.
Yeah. So what I would want is like I want like sub challenges for each camo where each sub challenge will give you a different color. So like if you have Pearlium, which I think is that the kill streak?
That's what do you mean?
Like is what's the challenge for Pearlium?
It varies based
Getting
on weapon.
all weapons gold.
Okay,
That's it.
that's it. So
Isotromic
there's no
Isotromic
challenge to it.
is getting everything Perulium. So as soon as okay, so here, let me put it in perspective for you so you
Oh, I get
understand.
it. Yeah.
I had Perulium since Splitgate 2 Dead Season, okay?
Right.
And then they introduced Isotromic with what, 3 LMGs?
Yeah.
So I got Perulium for the LMGs in like a week, and then I had Isotromic.
Yeah. So what I would love to see, and who knows if I'll ever do it, right? If Splitgate ever comes back, if they do, they're gonna have to fucking change the fucking crouch kills, 'cause that shit's stupid. Um,
No
I
one
want
likes
them to
doing
have
that.
sub challenges. I want them to have sub challenges that allows you to change the color of isotromic and pearlium. So, for example, you have pearlium, but you need to get like 50 triple kills, and you can turn it red, or something like that. You can, if you have these colorful camos and mastery skins, you can easily change the color. I'm sure. It's just you need to have incentive to be able to do it. Like people will go out and farm Call of Duty camos. And keep in mind, in the more recent Call of Duty, there are 4 different things to grind camos out from. And when those 4 camos are completely done, all 4 of those masteries, you get another mastery camo layered on top of that. See, there's technically 5 mastery camos. And it, a lot of people just do it for the achievement, but most people just do it because they look good, right? Like I think that's what most people will go for. Like I was playing Black Ops 7 Zombies, and I was going for what they call a bloodstone camo. It's like a ruby camo with like a silver finish on it, which looks really good. But it's like all the other ones I really don't care for.
Hold
Nah,
on, I just want to point out, Roscoe, you're right. The Perulium challenges were different. It wasn't all golds. You're correct on that. I forgot about that aspect.
nah,
My bad,
fam.
bro. I've had it for so long. Getting, I'm brain dead at this point.
Nah, fam. Green is just better than blue. According to the devs. It's like, hey, yo, let's pick mastery as
No.
green.
I do
Um,
agree with your point, Coma. I think they should do
yeah.
that. And I think if they're going to introduce other mastery camos, they should follow with your logic, but have a completely different design. Kind of like how Isotromic has like a little bit of a different design than Perulium. I think they
Yeah.
should do that as well,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's 6 gold guns from the same faction to unlock Peroleum challenges on this gun.
I kind of just
Oh,
wish they just
okay.
had something where like there's like a incentive for like triple kills or more as well.
Yeah, I mean, like Call of Duty has like I think it depends on Call of Duty, but it's like a lot of their like terminology and stuff is like really like specific. Like when it comes down to just base camos, so like a lot of your throwaway camos that you really don't care much for, it's like 500 headshots. Maybe
I
depends.
I
I
feel
forget if
I
it's like
feel like a
1,000 or
lot of the
500,
weapon
but
challenges, they're not really hard, they're just tedious, right? They just take a long time to do, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
then but if you add something like a certain amount of triple kills or something like that, or this is something they did with Splitgate 1, but like I remember to get the gold skins or something, like you needed to get like like a certain amount of collaterals with the railgun or sniper or something to get like the gold
Kills
sniper
their
or gold railgun.
portals.
Yeah, they could
Yeah.
like I mean they don't have skins for power weapons, but like if they did, they could easily bring that back or something. But
Like
but like
I like the
triple
idea of like
kills,
a mastery. Go ahead.
doing a certain amount of triple kills is a lot better than just like, oh yeah, this guy's got 100 double kills with this weapon, and then like
Yeah.
it'll be
Yeah.
more flashy to like show that camo off than like, oh yeah, I just got a green weapon, you know?
I would love a mastery camo or like a variant of like one of the current ones where it's like get 50 kills through portals and it's a color that shifts between the red and orange or like the blue and orange of like the traditional like splitgate portals. Like something like that to just be in like not only a nice nod to like the original but just kind of, it would look good. Like they're two contrasting colors. It's like it's an okay challenge. Like it's not hard by any means. Like sure it might be tedious, but most of the time players are going to be interacting with portals. You might as well reward them for it.
Yeah.
One
So,
other thing before you end this off, because I know we've been in here for a while.
yep.
Why on season 2 did we not at least, at the very least, get more fucking levels, man?
Yeah, I think that's another
Mm.
That like
thing.
how hard is it to just throw like little prestige emblems for, each prestige and then an extra 1,000 levels, 500 levels, whatever. Like
They
why is that
they
so hard?
they did that in Splitgate 1. They're like, oh yeah, the initial 1,000 levels, not enough. Let's just add 1,500 more. So
Yep.
like
Yeah, so I
they've
don't
done
understand why they
they
don't.
they've done it before, so I know they could do it again. Oh wait, it's probably
Th-
the UI restrictions, right?
if they do ever expand like the level stuff, allow us to select what badge we want because I know that's a Phoenix
They did that recently
complement.
apparently. So with
Did
this
they?
season, you
Haven't seen any of
can
that. So
apparently you can equip whatever badge you want, but the problem is
It don't
this
work.
the banner just resets your badges over time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter what you equip, like it just does never stays on.
Yeah, Roscoe says, "Let me put my career stats on my banner."
I know it's time to do my playthrough. Shut up. Sorry. I had an alarm
But
go off.
but yeah,
Yeah.
again, we there's a lot we could criticize about the game, but we've been on long enough. I think we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah, we probably
Yeah,
should.
we've been on for over 3 hours, but yeah,
Told you I can yap.
main thing is sign up for the tournament that we're gonna have in a week. I want to see more of you guys try that out, especially with all the work I put into building the simulation maps. So
Do
yeah,
you do them every week or how do you do them, by the
the
way, just
the
out of
the,
curiosity?
the tournaments.
Yes.
So the tournaments is kind of like a new thing we started with this community, and basically we were at a point where I feel like it wasn't justified to try to do a tournament right away because we were so small in the community. But by the time we got like 300 plus people and we had like this very good flow that Core and I had, he was the he was the he was the promotions guy, right? He made all the like for example these overlays, right, for this podcast. That's him, right? He's the promotion guy. I'm the guy who's like mostly like I like communicate with everybody, right? And so like we got this good flow. We got to this point where we're like, all right, I think it's time we could start doing a tournament host, or at least like attempt to try out hosting a tournament. And that's what we did with the recent Takedown Tournament, right? We did it, and now we have the knowledge of doing it. My original plan was to potentially do a tournament like every 2 months, but in between the major tournament events, it'd be like a more laid back tournament. So, for example, this upcoming tournament is more laid back. And what I mean by laid back is that there's not a high cash incentive, and there won't be no mainstream for it. So it's more like, oh, just support whoever you want to support for watching experience, right? And that's the tournament we're at right now. It's the more laid back one. Now, I gotta be honest,
Okay.
depending how this tournament goes, and the hype that people potentially want for tournaments in the future, the current state of Splitgate, it might be a little hard for us to do the next tournament like we planned, which was going to be a 4v4 classic tournament. If you guys really want that, just voice that in SGA, right? If you want that 4v4 classic tournament badly in SGA, voice that. And with enough people voicing it, I will make effort to host that in like 2 months' time, right? So yeah. But
Okay.
so
'Cause
far,
I
so far it just seems like a lot of people are just like unhappy how things are with season two, and it's been affecting like people's motivation as a whole for like everything involved with it. So
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I'll look into it. Maybe I'll install Splitgate early just to participate.
Oh yeah.
Gonna get yourself a team together, grab Flixie or someone.
Blixie, that guy? I don't know. We'll see.
Better be lucky he's not in chat.
Nah, that fool only plays Arena Royale. He don't even play Arena. He's a pussy.
Does Flixie even play? Bro, I
What?
swear.
No, he always reruns like his.
No, he
streams or
plays. Yeah,
whatever.
he plays. He plays.
His stream
He
is
just
nothing
plays
but
at a
reruns,
specific
man.
time. It depends on the time you get on. Usually he's streaming like somewhat not early in the morning, but somewhat in the morning, and then throughout the day till about like evening time.
All right. So speaking of streams, we're gonna be ending it here. I'm gonna see if there's anyone that's like streaming the game at least that we could maybe raid out to. I'm still gonna raid out Robos. Let's go. Let's go say hello
Mr. Robos.
to Robos. Yeah.
Twitch, we'll see y'all later. Much love.
Yep, appreciate you, Krosis, for coming on last
Yeah,
minute.
man.
Hell yeah.
I was-
Anytime, man. Anytime.
I was worried I was gonna be by myself on this podcast, so I'm like, what did I do? It's like I could just talk about the tournament, but then what?
Again, I appreciate the opportunity, man. And anytime you guys need somebody, just hit me up.
Yeah, man. No
Yeah,
problem.
we'll let you know when the next time we need a rant about the game.
Got you. Got plenty
We
of
can
that.
run it back, you know.
Plenty of that. Let's just restate everything I've already said.
Yeah.